these sessions, and we have people coming in from literally across the world trying to join into the session so that we can learn together, we can be on the same page together, we can actually move ahead together. So thank you very much for taking our time on a Saturday to join our session today. I'm very, very excited. And trust me, you're going to be having a blast today. You're going to be having a fantastic time in today's session. So we're not going to waste too much time. That's what we like to keep the time. We still have a lot of people that's going to be joining today's session, but we're going to start off without keeping too much time. Now, if this is your first time of joining our session, if this is your first time joining today's session, I want you to drop a 1 in the chat. Let me see. Just put a number 1 in the chat. If this is your first time joining our session, put a 1 in the chat. Let me see. All right, we have quite a number of newcomers in the house. So what you want to do is look to the left side of your screen. You will see one of my colleagues waving their hands at you. All you need to do is follow her, and we have a dedicated seat for you, okay? We have a dedicated seat for you to go see now, and we have a dedicated seat for first timers. I'm just messing around anyways, but it's good to have you guys on board. If this is your first time, we're going to be talking about what we do here at Amdari and what we are the solution that we're providing to people who are looking to transition into the tech space. So without wasting too much time, for the first timers, for people that have joined us before, we're usually very excited to have you on board, and we'll kick the session off. Okay. So we have a lot of people from outside Nigeria, Kenya, Zambia, and so on and so forth. Okay. All right. So today's session is going to be a very interesting one, and this is something that resonates with everybody. This is a session that resonates so much with everybody that is looking at transitioning into the tech space. Now, the key question here is, what do I do with my past experience? That's the same question I was asking myself when I was looking at transitioning. What do I do with my past experience? And I'm pretty sure all of you are asking the same question. I want to become a cybersecurity analyst. I want to become a data analyst. I want to become a data scientist. I want to become a data engineer. I want to become a tech bro. I want to become a Texas. Now, I've not been doing anything tech related. I've worked in customer service. I've worked in bank as a teller. I've worked in the care space. I've worked in different parts, warehousing and all that. But you see, I need to still get a job in the tech space. Now, how do I leverage my past experience? Is it useless? Is my past experience, is it useless? That's the key question most people ask. And when I was looking at transitioning myself, I asked the same question. What would I do with my past experience? And I'll tell you a bit about myself so you know exactly where I'm coming from. But you see, the key question here is your current and your past experience, is it useless when you are looking at transitioning into the tech space? And that's essentially what we're going to be discussing in today's session. Now, if you're excited, I want you to give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you're excited about this. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you're excited. If I don't get like 500 thumbs up, we're not starting the session. I need like 5,000 thumbs ups. I'm just messing with you guys. I'll tell you. Don't worry. You don't need to do too much. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's kick ahead. Now, I think the first question we're going to ask, the first thing we're going to go through is what we do at Amdari. Okay. So the key question here is about experience. So we all know now that even looking at transitioning into the tech space, the number one thing that you need is experience. Okay, it's experience. So you see a lot of people chasing certificates. You see a lot of people buying new courses, very expensive courses. You see a lot of people chasing all these things, okay? Spending so much money on their, on learning the technology, on learning the career. But you see, the major thing that you need is actually experience. And we'll do some experiment in today's session. We'll pick a career path, go to a job board, and we'll look like almost 10 job roles. And you'll find out that, okay, sorry, give me a second. So you find out that most of these job roles require you to have experience, majority, even if it's 2 years. You see a minimum of 2 years, 3 years experience. And we did some work around that, and really that's what gave birth to Amdari. So if all these places are looking for experience, I have a friend of mine that relocated to the US, currently doing his PhD. And, during the PhD, one of the part of the PhD program is for them to get industry placement, for them to go look for industry placement. And this guy is based in the US. And guess what? This guy was able to go to meet different organizations to seek for internship, for him to just, 6 months internship. Now, guess what? Majority of these tech companies in the US was asking him to bring at least a year to 2 years of experience. Some organizations wanted him to have a year of experience in that particular role or 2 years of experience in that particular role. Now, this was an internship position. Internship, you need experience in order for you to get the internship. And the guy was livid. I mean, we were laughing, but that's the way we are at this point in time. But there's a reason why these guys are looking for experience. There's a reason why employers, organizations are looking for experience. To cut the long story short, that's what gave birth to Amdari. So you see, there are thousands of places where you can go learn data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis. There's YouTube, there's Udemy, there is Udacity. There are so many boot camps out there where you can go learn. All right. But now the key question is, where do you get this experience to get a job? Okay. So after learning all these things everywhere, okay, the only place where you can come learn or gain experience is what we have here. Okay. So that's exactly what we're doing here. We provide you with experience, work experience program to give you that experience that you can use in landing your dream job in the tech place. But we're going to dwell more on that, as we go on. We're going to dwell more on that, on this experience, the things you learn, all the internship that we're talking about. You will get to learn more about it, as you go on, as you proceed. But one thing I just want you to start off with is you can learn from everywhere, okay? But there's only one place you can gain experience, and that is with Amdari, okay? So experience is what you need to get a job. That's what we are doing here. We're focusing more on how we can give you work experience in order for you to get the job that you're looking for. Now, let's proceed without taking too much. Like I said, this session is just going to be roughly about 1 hour, 30 minutes. Okay. So we don't want to take too much time because the topic is very simple. The topic is secure tech jobs in the UK with your current and past work experience. So you might not be in the UK. You might plan to move to the UK. You might want to get a remote job in the UK. You might want to do something in the UK. Well, that's essentially what we're going to be discussing in today's session. Now, the other part we're going to be talking about is the part of becoming a tech professional and securing a job. The key thing here is, how do you get a job? Okay, how do you get a job? All right, so now I'm pretty sure that's what you guys are asking, the same question. Now, the next thing is the Amdari Work Experience Program, and we also have a special offer for you. Now, if you're excited, give me another level of thumbs up. This is what we're going to be discussing today. If you're excited, give me a thumbs up. Okay. If you're excited, I want you to give me a thumbs up. Fantastic. So we're going to be talking, this is a practical session. This is not just going to be us telling you stories, okay? This is going to be a practical session on how you can actually leverage your past experience, your current and past experience into the career path that you want to go into. All right. So let's go, just jump straight into it, okay, without taking too much time. Who is Ifemena Ipro? There are two of us that are going to be taking today's session, myself and Omomi. I'll introduce Omomi in a few seconds. Now, Ifemena is a professional, is a data professional, okay? I never used to be a data professional. I studied economics in university, moved from economics to get to my first job, which was working in management consulting back in Lagos, Nigeria. I did this for about 4 years, okay? And you can see the trajectory coming from a non-technical background, economics. Also, my first job was nothing tech related, management consulting. Now, and I moved into transitioning into the tech space. Now, that's the background I wanted to lead with, but, having been in the tech space for over a decade, I've worked within a data ecosystem. So I've worked as a data analyst, I've worked as a data scientist, data engineer, I've worked as a cloud engineer, power platform engineer, I've worked as a business analyst, business systems analyst, data analytics manager. So I've led different initiatives for different organizations from the UK to Ireland to the US to the UK to Canada. So I'm currently based in Canada. And what I do currently is I lead Amdari. In the same vein, I also work as a data science contractor, data analytics, data science contractor for businesses in Canada, US, and also back in the UK. So that's what I do. All right. So I've lived in Ireland, I've lived in the UK, currently living in Canada, but I've worked for different businesses literally across the world. And that spans my own personal experience. But I needed to let you know that I didn't get to where I am today just by chance. It was hard work, okay? And hard work in the sense that, like I said, I studied economics, did management consulting for about 4 years, so that, in order for me to get to where I want to get to, I needed to transition into the tech space and made an effort to transition. It took me about 2 years to transition from management consulting to getting my first job. But, all this it's sand in the water now. Okay. Everything looks good. Okay. But I just needed to let you know, my experience spans different industries, different career path, and so on and so forth. So, and that's it. So in the last, I would say about almost 8 years of my career also, I have led different initiatives. So I'm also the co-founder of Tenalytics and True Tenalytics, and that's what led to Amdari today. The platform has helped over 2,500 people transition into the tech space in the last 5 to 8 years. We're operating the business. All right. So we're coming from a place of experience. We're coming from a place of, we have done this before. All right. And we still want to continue to help Africans across the world transition into the tech space. Now, I'm also going to be here with my colleague, Omomi. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Omomi is going to be here also. We're going to be taking the session together. Okay. Omo, yes, you can introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Omo Victoria Samson, and I currently work at Amdari as the CTO and Chief Operations Officer. And, my experience spans across products and leading businesses with anything that has to do with technology. I'm very passionate about human capital development. That's why the work that we do at Amdari is dear to my heart. And I've worked in marketing, I've worked in film tech, I've worked in ed tech, and I have been able to, with my experience, impact quite a number of people who are transitioning into tech in different capacities, through scholarship programs, through internship opportunities, you name it. So I'm excited to be here, and based on my experience, of course, and how I have also transitioned from one role in tech to another, and revamped my CV to reflect transferable skills and suit the new roles. So we'll be discussing all that in detail, because trust me, it's all in phases, and we'll talk about all that. So thank you so much, Ifemena. Yeah, should I go ahead, or you want to wrap up before I start? Okay.
No, I'm gonna go. Just give me a second. All right. Thank you very much. That's Omo. She is the one leader in the technology team. So everything that you see on our website, all the features that you have on our website, she developed everything. Also coming from a non-technical background, she's a software developer, and she's done a lot. Okay, she's just very humble with with the introduction, but she's done a whole lot. Okay, so without talking too much about ourselves, we're here for a reason. So why are you telling us about yourself and all these things? Please go straight to the point. I want to know how I would use my current and past experience. I was a mechanic in my past experience. I did mechanic for 4 years. Okay, but I want to become a data engineer. How do I use mechanic experience in data engineering? Okay, I've been a organizer. Okay, I've been a care worker. I've been a warehouse. I've been in the warehouse, and all that. Now, let me talk about my personal relocation. I'll use the next 10 minutes to talk about this, okay, to share some insight about what my own personal experience. And it's better for me to come through that personal experience route, so that you understand where we're coming from and you understand where you can come in also. Now, let's talk about my personal relocation experience. And I'm going to spend, like I said, the next 10 minutes to do this, okay? We're all looking at relocating. But one thing that we do is we're usually more excited to relocate, to change our environment, but we never really make plans on what we do when we get there. Okay? So a lot of us are in the UK, a lot of us are in Canada, a lot of us are in different parts of the world. But guess what? You need to make some certain research before you actually relocate. If you didn't, like I did, you'll find yourself in this very difficult situation. So when I relocated, I just wanted to relocate. Honestly, I was tired of Nigeria. I was looking for a better job, couldn't get the better job I was looking for. So I was like, okay, let me relocate. And I relocated, and during my master's, during the program, you needed to pay bills. You have your rent, you have electricity, you have water, you have so many things you need to pay for. You need to eat, and all that. So you need a job. And what do we call this kind of jobs? We call it survival jobs in the UK. All right. So I actually relocated to Ireland first. So my first point of relocation was Ireland, Republic of Ireland. And I was there, and during my master's, I worked in a warehouse. And it was very frustrating. You see, all the muscles I have today, it's not because I go to the gym, it's because I was lifting boxes, like heavy boxes. And there's this mindset that if you're African, you're strong. So you see, when I got there, I'm like, if a man, you're going to belt number 4, okay? And that belt number 4 was like heavy machineries and all that. Long story short, I gained muscle, so I didn't lose from this experience, okay? But I landed in this place, and the thing started puzzling. It was a big puzzle because even before I relocated, a lot of people were already telling me that if a man, yeah, there are no jobs for immigrants in Ireland. Like, you barely would get a job. The Irish people don't even have jobs, and you want to get there as an immigrant to get a job. If you know what it is, continue with your career path in Nigeria, strive, continue to do what you need to do. But the good thing for me at that time was I knew about 2 people, okay, that relocated to the UK and Ireland and had gotten jobs, and they were working with not small organization. They were working. One was working with Microsoft, the other one was working with Bank of America. So I felt like if these people could do it, I could try to do it also. Do you understand? And that's exactly the point. That was the motivation factor for me. Okay. So you see, but even with those 2 people I had, there was still a lot of misconception and challenges I faced. And I'm pretty sure you guys are facing the same thing today. All right. So let's jump straight into it. Number 1 was over-reliance on degrees and certificates. So you see, I was coming from a place where I'd worked in management consulting. I had done ICANN, I had done ACCA, I had done CIPM, I had gotten certificates from Coursera, Udacity. I'd compiled everything together, thinking that once I enter into Ireland and I start applying for jobs, these certificates, these things would give me the advantage in the job market. I was rudely awoken, okay, rude. Like I'm pretty sure you know exactly what you get when you apply for jobs, and depending on degrees and certificates. I got loads of rejection. So I had the normal CV, okay, nothing too crazy, I had my Nigerian CV. So I was coming to use that Nigerian CV in Ireland. And I was depending on, I'm doing a master's, I've done courses, I've gotten certificates, I put all those certificates on my CV. I got a lot of rejection, lots and lots and lots of rejection. I'm pretty sure you are in the same boat where you're relying on either doing an advanced program in data analytics, doing an advanced program in data science, thinking that once you do this advanced program, this is going to give you an advantage. But I'll tell you for free, it's not going to give you any advantage in the job market. Absolutely not going to give you any advantage. All right. Number 2 is Irish experience. So you see a lot of people saying Ireland experience, you need to get UK experience, you need to get Canada experience, US experience in order for you to get a job in that country. So let's talk about the UK. A lot of people say you need UK experience to get a job in the UK. Now, have you really sat down to ask yourself, what is UK experience? And how does it differ from the experience that you're bringing from Nigeria or Zambia or Cameroon or South Africa, or from whatever part of the country you're coming from? Have you ever, what's the difference? What's the difference? If you worked in the bank in Nigeria and you're looking to get a job in the bank in the UK, it's likely going to be different because the way you operate banks in Nigeria is different from the way you operate banks in the UK. So if you're looking to get into banking, like you want to work in compliance, you probably need to know, understand the job market. So you would need UK experience. But now when you're looking at the tech space is totally different. Very, very different. Now in the tech space, what you do is you leverage what? Technologies and framework for you to do your work. Let's take a look at business analysis. Agile framework. So if you are a business analyst, you know what we call the agile framework, okay? The way you handle projects, okay? Now, the way you do agile in Nigeria is the same process you do agile in the UK. It doesn't change. So you're doing it in sprints, okay? You're doing your whole project, you're handling them in sprints, okay? A month, 4 weeks, 2 weeks, sprint. It's the same way the project is going to be done in the UK. If you're a data analyst in Nigeria and you're using Power BI and you're looking to go into the UK, all right? Power BI in Nigeria, guess what? It's the same Power BI in the UK. All right. So now tell me, where does this misconception within the tech space saying that you need UK experience to get a job in the tech space? It's a fallacy. And you see, that was one of the major things that hindered me, because me also, I was thinking that if I was working in the warehouse, it counts as UK experience, Ireland experience. So on my CV, what did I put? I put logistics associate and I put warehouse. Do you understand? Thinking that the recruiter will say that, oh, this guy is working in the UK, he's working in Ireland. I need to talk to this person. Zero. I got what? Lots of rejection again because you want to become a data analyst. On your CV, you are putting logistics associate, warehouse. I mean, how does that correlate? But that's exactly where we found ourselves, where a lot of people are over reliant on Ireland experience or UK experience or looking for how to get this experience in order for them to transition. But we'll talk more about that and how we can help you achieve it. Now, the next thing is downplaying on past work experience. You worked in customer service doesn't mean that experience is going to be useless. And Omom is going to be having a session to be like, she's going to be taking the next 10-15 minutes to talk about how you can transition from customer service to data analytics. And I'm pretty sure you want to listen to that. Okay. So downplaying on past experience. Oh, if a man, I want to become a cybersecurity analyst, but I've been working in the care space. You know, I've not done anything cybersecurity related. How do you convert that your past experience into cybersecurity experience? We'll discuss that in today's session. All right. So don't downplay your past experience. You can always leverage it. Never downplay it. Now, the next thing is poor CV and LinkedIn format and structure. This is something that hindered me a lot. So I did this job for about almost a year. I won't lie to you. Very frustrating. Thinking that you'll get a job. You know, I'm doing my master's in data analytics. I should be able to get a job. Number one major problem I faced was CV. Was my CV. So you see, let me tell you this today. If today you're applying for jobs and you're not getting any recruiter to call you back, or you're not getting any form of, positive feedback, I can tell you for free today, your CV is bad. You have a bad CV. It's not about your name. You see, I had this thing that, maybe because my name is Ifemena Ifro, so they are segregating me. They don't want to speak to me because of my name. Maybe I should use my middle name, Michael. So they'll say that Michael is like an English name. So let me use that. Do you understand? So you see, a lot of people think this. At the end of everything, it is your CV that is bad. People just rationalize when certain things are not going the way they want it to go. Okay, so if you apply for like 10 jobs and you get 10 rejection, you start to rationalize. You won't look at yourself as you're the problem. You look at the system as a problem. Oh, it's because I don't have UK experience. Oh, it's because I'm an immigrant. Oh, it's because they want to sponsor. Oh, it's because, you come up with so many rationales behind why you're getting so much rejection. But let me tell you the truth. The honest, blank truth is you have a bad CV. Your CV is not converting. Okay, that's the reason why I got a lot of rejections anyway, and I'm pretty sure you are in the same boat. Now, the next thing is lack of focus. So I was desperate. Okay, I needed to get a job. I can't be doing warehouse. Yeah, the warehouse was paying good. I won't lie to you. It was doing cool. Like when I went was like almost around the time COVID happened, and I will tell you that I was working almost 40 hours, and I was earning big money. I was earning like almost close to €1,000 every week of work. Okay, because they bumped the money, essential worker. So long story short, I was earning big money for working crazy hours. Okay, and if I wanted to work more hours, I could make more money. But you see, the thing there is a lot of people get blindsided by those kind of job. Okay, so if you do that for a year, that's good. I mean, you make good money. You can afford certain things. But now you do that for like 10 years. I can tell you, if you get a job, the kind of salary you will earn in the next 5 years, let's even use 5 years, you'll be earning exponentially more than somebody else working in the warehouse. So if you're working in the warehouse, you can start at maybe 12, then it was about €13 per hour. Okay, say in the next 5 years, it can increase to like 17 to €20 per hour. But I can tell you, if you get a job, you can actually earn significantly more. But now, this is not even the lack of focus I'm talking about. The lack of focus here is because I was desperate. I did data analytics. I felt I was good with data analytics. Okay, I'd even done some projects. I'd worked with some startups in Nigeria. I'd implemented some projects in Nigeria already. But you see, because I was desperate and I wasn't getting as much calls from recruiters as I wanted, what did I do? I diverted. I moved ahead. I moved to, I started learning product design, UI UX at one point because I knew like 2 people that got jobs in UI UX. So I left data analytics. I went to learn UI UX for another like 2-3 months. So when I noticed that I saw that it's not as quick as I wanted it to be. I got another friend of mine I saw another couple of friends that got jobs as software engineers. What did I do? started learning software engineering. So you see, today that I know a bit of everything, it's not because I sat down to, or intentionally wanted to do it. It was out of desperation. So, but you see that jump, I was moving from one career path to the next career path, really hindered my transitioning. So that lack of focus. So today, what I'll tell you today is the land is not greener on the other side. The land is greener where you water it. When you water it, that's where the land is greener. So if today you're looking to get in a job, focus on one career path. Focus, just choose one career path and see that anyhow, anyway, I'm going to stay with this career path. Okay, put it in the chat. Exactly what I said. Anyhow, anyway, I will stay with data analytics. I will stay with data science. I will stay with this career path. Put it in the chat. I want to know your career path. So you know that today you are focusing on that particular career path. Now, moving on from there, put it in the chat. I want to see you guys put it there. So I know that you're listening to me and I'm not just rambling. Okay. All right. So today, I'm going to focus on this particular career path. Now, the next one is poor interviewing skills. You're coming from a country, if you're African, you're coming from a country where we are usually very humble the way we speak. Okay? Now, I'll use my own personal experience also to explain this. I'm not seeing anything in the chat. Is it my chat broken? Is my chat broken? Let me see. Okay, yeah, I'm actually at the bottom. Oh, okay. Anyway, I will focus on data analytics, project management, okay, I can see that. Your media that gets me excited. I won't lie to you. I'm usually very excited about this. All right, so let's move ahead, okay? Poor interviewing skills. So like I said, we Africans are usually coming from a place of humility. I mean, when you're getting into a new place, you want to humble yourself a little bit. I don't want to show myself too much. We know we're going to conquer at the end of the day, but when we want to start, we start off being very humble. Okay, welcome, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, ma, Mr. Monzo, Mr. Odusonya, Mrs. Bridget. We're very humble. So you see, when I got to Ireland, also I had that same mindset. Okay, so whenever I went for an interview, and they're asking me questions about my past experience and what I had done, I was very humble. Okay, I want to start from the bottom of the organization. I want to grow with the organization. I want to understand the process and grow with I didn't really pride my past experience. Okay, there was no pride in it. So I really didn't talk about my past experience. I just wanted to start with this organization and grow like I was a seed, like I was a plant. All right. But at the end of the day, these organizations are not looking for somebody that wants to grow with the organization. They are looking for people that would impact the organization. Come inside, impact, start working, hit the ground running, just like our president. Hit the ground running. That's what they're looking for. Come in and hit the ground running. So they're not looking for somebody that will come and, I want to learn, I want to understand. Come in and do the work. So you see that poor interview skills. It got to a time, my bad CV was not getting me anything. I updated my CV, got a better CV. I was getting a lot of calls from recruiters. Well, now my recruiters, my interviews never passed the first level. So that was where poor interview skills comes in play. So you see, moving on from there, all right, we moved into no relevant work experience. So a lot of us lack relevant work experience. So if you're looking to delving into that particular career path, you're usually more concerned because I've not done this thing before. So where do I pull experience out from? But that's exactly why you're here today. That's what we're doing here for Amdari, where you can get relevant work experience. So if they ask you questions like, tell me about a time you led a project as a business analyst, you can actually talk about it. Tell me about a time you dealt with a difficult ETL pipeline. You have experience that you could talk about. Or tell me about a time you connected APIs, you designed this particular data architecture as a data scientist, and you build ML models, and you deployed blah, blah, blah. You have experience that you can talk about. That's exactly what we're doing here for you. But we'll talk more about that experience, okay? Now, moving on from there, just to cut it short, the same year I started, the same year where I was working I did this, like I said, almost a year. But in that same year, I was able to get a job as a BI developer. Now, a business intelligence developer for the same organization. Not a different organization. The same organization where I was working as a warehouse staff was where I was actually able to get a job as a business intelligence developer. So you see the people that I was wearing uniform with a couple of weeks before. The next week, what was I doing? I was wearing a shirt, I was wearing a trench coat, I was using nice perfume, and I was going to the office. And the guys were going for night shift, I was going to my house and I was like, oh, cheers, guys. See you guys later. Talk to you later. You see, there's a very big difference between moving from warehouse to working. So before I was a bat. Okay, do you know what a bat is? A bat only comes out at night. So warehouse, that's what I was doing, coming out at night, and I was working nights, like crazy hours in the night, lifting boxes at night. But now, my shirts were even fitting me better because I'd gotten some muscle. So my shirts were entering my body. I was looking so clean and fresh. But anyways, at the end of the day, I got a job working in business intelligence for the same organization. I was working as a warehouse operative. Now, what did I do? What changed? Okay, we implemented, or I personally, implemented the Amdari 6-step approach to career transitioning. Do you know what it means for you to design a framework that works? Okay, a framework that actually works. Now, as a data analyst, you have CRIPS DM. CRIPS DM is a cross-industry standard process for data mining. That is the framework they use for data analytics, data science projects. Now, if you're looking at the guys in business analysis, project management, you have Agile, you have Scrum, you have Lean, you have Kanban. These are frameworks that you use in handling projects. But now, imagine Amdari coming up with our own 6-step career transitioning, framework that you can also use. Now, if you're excited about this framework, who wants to know this framework? Give me a thumbs up. Let me see. If you want to hear this framework, if I don't get 7,000 thumbs ups, we are not having this session. We are stopping this session. I need 7,000 thumbs ups. Okay. All right. I'm just okay. I love it. I can see all the thumbs up coming in. That's good. All right. It's a 6-step approach, and I can tell you it is very easy for you to implement. And I'm going to talk about it. So I implemented this in my career personally. This is not another person that I know of. Me personally, Ifemena Ipro implemented this. And what happened? The first thing was I got a job offer with Dell as a demand planning advisor. It was the same year. This year never ended. The year had not ended at this time. Okay. The year had not ended. I had only done this job. Okay, no, the year had ended was like in a new year, but I'm looking at the year I started the job itself. So I implemented these 6 career transitioning steps, and I got the first one, which was the role of a demand planning advisor. It was a couple of years back, okay? And this was somebody that was not getting offers. This was somebody that was not even getting interviews. This was somebody that did not even have a good CV. Remember, all right? So I got this offer, and they asked me to resume and so on and so forth. And I was excited. I went to go and tell my boss that, oh, I've gotten a better offer. I'm leaving you guys. I'm leaving, and it's unfortunate. They give them unfortunately, but I can't continue to remain in this organization because I have received a better offer. So they give rejection email. But my boss called me aside and said, Ifemena, we want to keep you back. We want to actually keep you back. So do you know what we're going to do? We're going to match the offer they're going to give to you, and we're going to add additional perks and benefits. Now, remember, this is the same organization I was working as a warehouse staff, not as a business. Like, remember where I was coming from. So these guys matched the offer that was coming from Dell, okay, and gave me additional perks, benefits, and all that. And I was like, life is good. Life is amazing. Do you understand? This is why I put the email there, so you'll know that if you are boboing us, you are giving us fake news. Do you understand? The email is there. That's the email there. You can see everything there. I only blot out the things that are very important, okay, so that you don't get to start reaching out to the people. Now, in less than 2 months, also, all right, when they matched the offer, what happened again? I got another offer. Another one that was even better than the one that they had given me before. That they even went ahead to match and give me perks. They gave me something better again. So I said, okay, so life is this good as an immigrant. So I can be getting offers like this and be getting jobs. Is that what you mean? Like, and a lot of people thought that it was difficult. Yes, it was difficult. Because I was trying to do it by myself. So it was difficult, 100%. But I was able to land these offers. This one came from another company called Teleflex. It was a business systems analyst role. And I was supposed to be leading a particular project. This is somebody that was working in a warehouse. So this is testimony, guys. This is me sharing my testimony with you guys. All right. But eventually, that was the journey to me going into my 6-figure roles, okay? And honestly, one number one thing I'll tell you today is job hopping will get you what you want. In terms of finance anyways, job hopping will help you. If you want to know more about job hopping, you can ask me at the end of the session. I would explain it further. So if you want to ask more questions, stay to the end and you will learn more. Okay. So essentially, that's how I implemented that 6-step approach I'm going to talk to you about and changed my career forever. Honestly, and when I started the session, I told you I worked in data analytics, I worked in data science, I worked in data engineering, power platform engineering, business analysis. I've done all these things. Why? Because it's not as difficult as you think it is. Let me now explain the 6-step approach real quick in the next 5 minutes. Now, number one is identify the career path you want to go into. Identify. The first thing is, please don't get it twisted. Every career path that we have on the screen today is fantastic. Okay? Every career path you want to go into is great. If you have interest, if there's a reason why you want to go do it, please focus on it, identify it, and focus. Okay? So there are 7 career paths that we have here that we specialize in, and I will show you the reason why we specialize in it. Data analytics, number 1. Number 2 is data science. Number 3, business analysis. Number 4, data engineering. Number 5, now this is cybersecurity. But we divided cybersecurity into 3 career paths. So we have SOC analyst or threat intelligence. We have GRC, that's governance, risk, and compliance. And we have the third one, ethical hacking and penetration testing. So if you are interested in these 7 career paths, I want you, or you've done some form of training, you've done some form of learning, fantastic, you've done a great job. Now moving on from there, the next thing you need to do is learn the skills. Learn the things that you need. So a lot of people also make this mistake to where they feel like they need to learn so much. They need to learn everything. You need to become an expert, but that's not the idea. The idea is not for you to become an expert. The idea is for you to learn the things that is required for you to get a job. Now, you can go on YouTube, you can go on Udemy, Udacity, you can pay for boot camps on Tenalytics for you to go learn this particular skill set and all that. You can go on LinkedIn Learning. Learning, you can do it literally, there are 1,001 places you can go learn. For boot camps, I recommend Tenalytics anyways, okay? And if you know anybody that wants to learn, go to Tenalytics, you can go learn there. You can go on YouTube. If you don't have money to pay, you can learn from anywhere. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Now, the next thing is gain project-based experience. And now, project-based experience, where do you get this project? The only place that I can tell you categorically you can get experience is Andari. I won't lie to you. So if you're looking at any of this career path and you're looking to getting experience, the only place where you can get actual hands-on experience is Andari. The other things that you can go place, you can go on Udemy, Coursera, Udacity. The best you can do there is learn and work on very generic projects. That's the best you can actually do. Now, after learning or gaining this project-based experience, the next thing is employability is what will set the tone for you. So now, you can learn, you can gain projects, but if you don't have a good CV, nobody's going to call you. The next thing is, if you don't have a good LinkedIn profile, nobody will reach out to you. If you have poor interview skills, nobody will reach out to you. Those are the things that you need in order for you to actually secure the job offer. So you see the process we have gone through. Identify the career path you want to go into, stick with it. Next thing, learn the skill that is required for you to get a job. Next, build project-based experience. Next, gain employability skills. Next is networking. Networking is very important because no man is an island. No man is an island of knowledge. And last but not the least is mentorship. You need mentorship, especially if people have done it before. You need to be around those people that have done it before for you to do it better. Now, with all my transitioning experience, something I did tell you was there were people I reached out to. When I was having a terrible CV, there was a lady, her name is Ife Lua. Okay, she worked with an investment bank in Ireland at that time. She was Nigerian, but she was giving birth in Ireland, so she's Irish Nigerian. Okay, reached out to her on LinkedIn. That's part of the networking I was talking about. Reached out to her and I was just having coffee chats, and I told her exactly the challenges I was facing, and she advised on the kind of CV, on the structure. She asked for my CV, gave her my CV, and she worked on it, and I started getting calls. I was like, okay, what were the changes she made? And I improved on those changes, and that's when I started getting more interviews. I wasn't converting interviews again. I met with another guy, okay, I can't remember his name, he's a recruiter. So I spoke about my challenges I had with him, and that's exactly what he provided some solutions again, and that's when I started getting more offers and more offers. But usually I would say this, follow who no road, Okay, put it in the chat if you understand. If you understand Pidgin, but anyway, if you're not Nigerian, you'll speak some Pidgin after today's session. Okay, the thing is, follow who no road. Okay, if you're from Zambia, I'm pretty sure that's the first time you hear this. All right, but South Africa might be the first time you're hearing this. The guys in Zambia, is it the first time you're hearing Pidgin? Let me see. Give me a thumbs up. Zambia, South Africa, Cameroon. If you're from Kenya, is it the first time you're hearing? Just give me follow Uno Road. Oh, fantastic. Okay, give me a okay. Yeah, I can say that's the first time. So basically, follow Uno Road. Basically, I'm even using British accent to say it. I cancel any form of British accent. Follow Uno Road. Make I use my Nigerian. Follow Uno Road. Basically, it is follow the person that knows the way. Follow the person that knows the way. So now what does this mean? If you're trying to get to a destination today, and you're trying to do it by yourself for the first time, you'll find it difficult to get there. So maybe it takes you about 1 hour, 30 minutes to find the exact location. Now, if you're following somebody that has been there before, it can never take you an hour, 30 minutes. It's actually going to take you way lesser because that person that has known the way can easily just navigate it to get you where you want to get to. Okay? I can see Manzo. Manzo, your Pidgin is actually pretty good. Yeah, impressive. That's good. I think you should be a Pidgin instructor. Anyways, it's good to have you on board, and I love it when we all interact together, we have fun together. That's a good thing. All right, Manzo. Okay. Manzo, where are you from? Put it in the chat, let me know. All right. So these are the 6-step approach that I took and has impacted even when I was leading to analytics. Also, the same thing that we implemented, and we've had thousands of people transition into the tech space. Identify your career path, learn the skills that is required for you to get a job. Then next thing, project-based experience, employability skills, networking, and mentorship. Okay, now while we landed on those 7 career paths, I'll do this in 2 minutes and you'll get exactly the reason why we landed on those 7 career paths. Now, Future of Job Report, this came out last month for 2025. So this was created by the World Economic Forum. So this is not by Amdari, this is by an international world recognized platform that does the extrapolation of what the future of the job market will look like in the next couple of 7 to 10 years. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so moving on. So Future of Jobs Report. Now, if you look at it, they divided this into fastest growing and fastest declining jobs. Fastest growing and fastest declining. So let's take a look at some of the declining jobs, okay? Let's take a look at some of the declining jobs so that we know where we fall inside as a professional today, okay? Till this day. All right, so you see fastest declining. You have postal service clerk, bank tellers and related clerks, data entry, cash and ticket clerks, printing and related trades. You see graphic designers, part of declining. You see all these AI tools that are creating videos, creating artworks, logo, and all that. You see a lot of AI tools now out there designing all these things. So graphic design, legal officer, legal secretariat, telemarketers, so on and so forth. Okay, so you see all this declining, but that's not our concern. Our concern is growing. We want to grow. We are growing every day, so we want career paths that will grow. So let's go straight into it. So fastest growing career paths. So we have number 1 here, data professionals. Now we have about 4 career paths here. Big data specialist, AI and machine learning specialist, data warehousing specialist, data analyst, and scientist. Clearly written out. Not by Amdari, this is by the World Economic Forum. Now, this is also for cybersecurity professionals. You have security management specialists and you have information security analysts. So this is, but what they did now was to drill in further to make you know more about the specific career paths you should go into. Okay, so let's go deeper. They went a bit deeper in their research and they brought out this. Okay, so you see this now. Data engineering, if you're interested in data engineering, I will tell you for free, data engineering is one of the sweetest career paths to go into. Big data specialists, data warehousing specialists, data engineers, and database and network professionals. Now, moving on again, you have data analytics and science. So you see AI and machine learning specialists, you would see data analysts and scientists clearly written out. You would see also quite a number of other career paths in there. You have cybersecurity, security management specialist, you also have information security analyst, and you also have network professionals, okay? Now, At the end, you have HR analyst, which is the subsection of data analytics, and you see organization and development specialist. Business analyst. So people are interested in business analysis. You're also here. Okay. Digital transformation specialist falls into the domain of business analysis. You also have process automation specialist that also falls into the domain of business analysis. Now you move on to the next thing is data analytics and data science. More of it, business intelligence analyst, sales and marketing analyst. So sales and marketing doesn't mean that you understand sales. Okay, it's you can use data from sales data for you to make informed decision for sales and marketing. You also have supply chain and logistics specialist, and you have management and organization analyst. Okay, moving on to the next one, we also have database architect, which falls into the domain of data engineering. And we have training and development specialist, falls into the domain of HR analyst. So you see, career paths that will continue to grow. I'm pretty sure that's where you want to be. Okay, and that's why we're focusing on people that want to focus on those career paths. If you need experience in those career paths, this is the best place for you to be. All right. If you're enjoying yourself, please give me thumbs up. You know, this value that we're providing for you, it's something that some people would have to pay for, but we're doing this for free for you. All right. But you know, without taking too much time anymore, I'll bring in my colleague. Okay. Now, my colleague is gonna what Obama is gonna do for us today is you are looking at transitioning to the tech space. You need experience in data analytics or data science. You're coming from a customer service background and you want to become that professional. How can you leverage your current and your past experience to get to where you're coming from? Now, the next 15-20 minutes, Omomi is going to walk us practically how you can actually do this. Okay, and that's what makes it exciting. So please remember, if you wait to the end of the session, you will get access to the recording of the session. You would also get access to the material and everything that we're going to be using. So you want to wait to the end. I'll still be coming in at the end, so we'll still have a question and answer session where we can talk more. So I'm going to hand over to my superstar, CTO, Omomi, and she's going to be taking on the next couple of minutes. So listen, guys, thank you.
Please confirm that you can hear me.
Perfectly, yes. We can hear you well.
Can you see my screen as well?
Yes, we can, 100%.
Okay, all right, awesome. So let's get straight into it. And thank you so much for that wonderful start to the session. And, the whole breakdown was very, very insightful and detailed. And I don't know about you all, but for me, I honestly gained so much, right? So I believe a lot of people here can relate to Ifemena's journey, story, and how he has been able to transition from, from the warehousing role to a proper data professional role. So now let's see how you can also do something like that for yourself by working on your CV. Not getting rid of your previous skills, experiences, and all of that, obviously, but seeing how you can revamp it to reflect and properly show the skills that recruiters want to see for someone you want to hire for the role you're applying to. Now, this session is exactly for you if recruiters keep ghosting you like a bad thing that is, right? But before we get straight into the details of this session, again, it's going to be for like 15 minutes, trust me, and it's going to be packed, right? And the beautiful thing about this session is there is still going to be a replay on our YouTube channel. So if you have not filled the attendance form that my colleague is dropping, you might want to do so. Fill the form, get to watch the replay. I see a lot of people asking Ifemena to share the link, to call the names of the career path again. Another person said the 6 points that he listed earlier. Trust me, you will get all of this if you fill that form. We'll send it to your email. Now, I get to also know more about you when you were all dropping your career paths and everything. So I believe you have gained tech skill. Now, I want to ask a question before we get straight into the session in detail, right? So of course, you gained tech skill, but what career path are you coming from? Like, what career path are you transitioning from? Is it, a warehousing career path, just like Ifemena? Is it customer care? Is it under healthcare? What career path exactly are you transitioning into tech from? I would love to see that in the chat. So just keep it coming. I would love for you to type in. So Bongani is coming from mining industry. Bongani, I remember you. I think we've interacted before. Emmanuel is coming from sales, healthcare, entrepreneurship, transitioning from law. Amazing. So I believe everybody was able to relate to Ifemena's story. Someone is transitioning from boxing, education. Beautiful, beautiful. I love this. Thank you for that. Now let's get straight into it, right? Like I said, this session is going to be very detailed. So before you throw away your past experience, there is something very important for you to know, because throwing it away means your experience is erased and you don't want it to look like you're just starting, right? You don't want it to look like you don't even have experience working in a business setting, or the fact that you've not even impacted the business before. You don't want to pass that message. Thanks for keeping it coming. Someone is coming from the geography, customer relationship. Amazing. Now, like you can see on my screen, you probably have spent years working in all of these career paths that you've listed and the different industries that you've written down, right? Whether it's customer care, whether it's videography, like Nokwanda, whether it's audit, whether it's virtual assistant role like Chidima, surveying like the Dr. Jonathan and the likes. It doesn't matter what what career path you're transitioning from. The most important thing is you have transferable skills, and they are going to be very, very relevant in your next role. But how do you properly communicate this? How do you properly rebrand yourself so that you don't get rid of your past experience? That's what we are going to get into. Now, here's someone you can relate with, right? His name is James, and he currently works as a customer service rep and needs a job as a data scientist, right? Now, if that is the case, okay, Boma is saying, why you all leaving your careers to transition into tech? You might want to answer that. I would love to see why everybody's trying to get into tech. Is it because of the money, the work life? Let me scratch that. Is it because of the flexibility, because of remote opportunities and the likes, right? So let's see why everybody's running, like Boma said. Now, James is someone like yourself. He has experience working in a different role, different industry, and now he wants to transition into tech. He has gained the skill, and the next thing is, I want to get a job as a data analyst. I don't have experience. What do I do? Now let's find out what James can do. Now, you can relate to James' story because of the initial introduction we've all had and we've gotten to know each other. And of course, because of how you guys have responded so far to all of the questions. Now, the key thing about this is your past experience is not a waste, right? How can you make it still useful and valuable in alignment with the role you are trying to apply to, right? So don't see it as something irrelevant, a bad code that you need to throw away. See it as something you can turn into your biggest asset. And one thing we always say at Amdari is, like Ifemena said, follow who know road. Amdari has been there. Of course, by Amdari, I mean the brains behind Amdari, right? We all have been there. We've walked this path. I would explain how I even went from a particular role into another, and I was still able to use the approach of transferable skill. And it made me come across as someone with like a senior level experience, right? And I was able to land the job and lead teams across other countries. We'll get to that, okay? So now, like I said, don't throw away your past experience. Let's see how this CV for James was revamped from his customer service role into the role of a data analyst. And this CV can help him get a job. Now, why is it important for you to take this approach? It is important because your past experience, if erased, and you're starting with a fresh experience in line with the role you're trying to apply to, you'd be seen as someone who has either not really impacted businesses. Because take a look at it from this angle. You just finished taking a training program as a data analyst, right? I'll use data analyst as example in this conversation a lot, because I saw that you have a lot of data analysts while you do all the typing, but I'm not giving out any career path. But yeah, so you've worked in other roles before, like you all have listed, then you erase that experience and you just focus on the training you've received, right? Now you've just only received training. You have not exactly worked in this capacity. how can you show the recruiter that you are the man for the job? Because there is nothing showing proof of previous work, and it is very important from the get-go that recruiters can see what you've done in the past. It's like you communicating your knowledge, and they can get an idea of the scope of knowledge you have, your wealth of knowledge, and what you've done in the past. Now, erasing that experience means you are starting afresh. It is not going to say so. It's not going to tell well on your CV. You don't want to submit an empty CV that carries certification, that carries, the fact that you've just learned a course. There may be one or two projects here and there. You don't want your CV to do that. Now, James's CV, or James, yeah, James CV has this on it. That's his customer service role, has points that has to do with the roles and responsibilities from that past experience. Now you see it says right here, handle customer inquiries via email and chat, giving prompt answers to customer questions. One key thing you should note here is applying to a data scientist or data analyst role. With this CV, we only tell the recruiter that you have not gained experience in this role and you are not ready to impact from day one or to hit the ground running, because probably you've only gained the skill, but you've not gained mastery per se. And for you to gain mastery, you need to have practiced. So there are certain things they want to see. That's not being on your CV. And remember, you are not applying to this job alone. You have other people in the job market as yourself. If they are seeing this, immediately the ATS is probably scanning. The recruiter himself or herself is also probably scanning, and they don't see data analysts. They don't see keywords like certain tools you've used, like experience using Power BI, Tableau, Excel, SQL and the likes. They don't see any of this. They will move on. Again, you are not the only one applying. Your CV needs to represent you the right way in the room. Now, how do you take transferable skills from this CV and revamp it to say something in alignment with what you're trying to apply for? You look at what you've done in the past. How can this align with a data analyst role? I will get to the part where you mustn't make things up, but just follow me based on this particular point that we are at, right? Bear in mind, don't make things up. This revamp is based on accuracy of what you gained in the course of your experience or gained by internship, right? But again, just follow me. Now, you're changing this, handle customer inquiries via email and chats, giving prompt answers to customers, to analyze and respond to data inquiries from internal teams through dashboards, reports, and ad hoc analysis, ensuring 95% plus data accuracy, reducing report turnaround time by 40%, yada, yada, yada. Now, there is metrics. There is something related to data range. There are keywords that the ATS, when scanning, can actually take note of, right? There are keywords where even the hiring manager themselves, when skimming through, can take note of. These are things that you need to bear in mind when revamping your CV. Now, moving on to the next one, it says provide information about a company's products and services. Now, how do you revamp this to suit a data analyst role? Develop and maintain data dashboards and reports that provide key insights into product performance. This revamp has to always be in alignment with an experience you gained during internship and when you worked on projects. So, because you might be wondering, oh, how do I just make things up? This is not being made up, and I will explain, like I said. And then you go on and on. I just want you to understand the process of revamping. Past experience, take a look at transferable skills from there and rephrase it, revamp it to suit the new career path you are trying to land a job in, right? So it's very important for you to note that. Now let's take a look at why this is very important. But before you go ahead, or before we move into that, I mentioned the fact that there are certain things you've done in the past. It can be, things like communication skills that is transferable, right? It's a transferable skill. You having a communication skill in your previous, how you communicated to stakeholders, your teammates, how you were, able to solve a certain problem, which makes you come across as a problem solver. right? Now, all of that properly equals transferable skills. They just want to see someone who can do the job. And it can be a time when you even did something off the record, right? This is, just like a comic relief, by the way. I don't know if you guys use TikTok a lot, when a sarcasm is thrown into the picture and then you hear, yo, I'm kidding, right? So even that time when you debugged your grandma's Wi-Fi, it really counts. But the message we're trying to pass at this point is rebranding, how you tell the story. You know what happens on on LinkedIn when professionals like yourself talk about a particular thing they did, and the way they will revamp it. Yeah, Manzo said, got you. The way they will revamp it, right? The way they will put together that rebranding is just top notch. It feels like, and they call it LinkedInese. It's like a LinkedIn language. The lingua is just there, right? Messages, or rather posts like, I'm excited to announce, then they go in detail to break down how they were able to achieve something. And again, LinkedInese, right? It's a particular LinkedIn lingua, something like that. So it's the same thing with revamping your CV, but you need to bear in mind, like I said, do not make things up. But the most important thing is revamp your CV and make sure that it is properly representing you. Now, while you are at it, right, while you are rebranding yourself, making yourself look all cool and nice, like, oh, the job you've done is like, it's like rocket science, right? You were able to achieve this, you were able to achieve that. While you are at it, it is very, very important. Sorry, let me get rid of this on my screen. It is very important for you to not make things up, because recruiters have the sixth sense for sensing or spotting fake experience. I was speaking to someone recently and she was like, she has her CV lands her jobs, right? Sorry, lands her interviews, not jobs, scratch that. They land her interviews, but she never gets to land the job. And she feels it's because they can tell that she doesn't have experience. But then she's wondering how her CV would be good enough to land her the job and then not land her, to land her the interview and not the job. Then I asked her, did you give your CV to a CV expert, someone who revamped it for you? And then she said yes, that she did that. So I said, that's the thing. Did you gain an actual experience? Maybe worked as an intern somewhere, worked in a proper business setting in this particular role? She said no. I said, exactly. They can tell, right? If you are making things up, it is very easy to spot and say, because you don't have scenario-based questions. The way you're putting your story together is not aligning. And another thing you need to bear in mind is, based on past experience, there are certain questions they will throw at you, the way you would answer it, and the fact that you would call in people that you worked with in the course of that internship or that experience is another major validation that you have actually worked as this, right? Now, for me, when I was, I started out my career as a software engineer, front end, by the way, working as an intern. That was my first, entry into tech. I knew that, honestly, I have taken the course, right? Even though it was self-paced, right? And it was majorly YouTube and some online courses like that. To be very honest, I wasn't looking for a job. I just needed an environment that would aid my growth. And then I applied for internship. It was not a paid internship. And for me to just get this internship, guess what? I submitted my project. They needed to see something I had done before. They were not going to give me the job if I don't have a proof. Now, this is an unpaid internship, and I still needed to show them a proof that I had done something. How much more of a proper job, right? How much more of that? So I showed them that I started my internship, and it was going well and everything. I landed my first job, as a software engineer, front end and all that, and it was going well and all. But then I wanted to do more in tech. And even my bosses then, they would always drive you to grow. I remember them telling us about digital marketing and other aspects that will make you know more about a particular business, so that you're not just, coding and you don't even know what else or how else to contribute to a business. And then I took a particular course at that period, digital marketing, and I even worked as that for a while. But it wasn't really my thing. So I decided to do like some online searches, read more, and I found product management. And here's the key thing, and this is the reason why I took on that course, product management. I could see that I would get to work with software engineers. I'll get to work with marketers, that's product marketers, right? And I'll get to work with designers. These are people I have worked as or worked with. Worked with, that's product designer. Worked as, that's software engineer, digital marketer. And I was like, okay, if this brings me in contact with these people, that means I don't have to get rid of this experience. I can just ease into the role of a product manager, work closely with, software engineers and the like. And the fact that I have previous experience, there are times that I would also take on the job, right? So it was so easy for me to transition into product management. Where am I driving to with this story? When I was applying for my first job, I kid you not, my experience working, and there was a time I worked as a software engineer that I led, the team. I was working front end, I had a back end developer, but then I was the one leading the entire team at that period. That was already me practicing that role without knowing. And it was so easy for me to transition into product management, bringing all of these transferable skills. And the first ever interview I went for as a product manager, or to apply for a product manager role, I kid you not, I got it. And that's because of that experience. Now, I didn't know that everything I had on my CV, how I positioned myself and, communicated value, made them see me as, okay, she's not new in the space, she has experience. Again, because actually, yes, I do. I didn't get rid of my experience as a software engineer. I just revamped my CV to reflect. You remember that time I led that, software engineering project where I was the front-end developer. It was unconventional. I wasn't pronounced as the project lead or product lead, but I was just told, okay, so you would be reporting to us. So everybody needs to report to you so you're the person we're going to communicate with. That was how, but then I realized that was me already taking out that, that was me working in that capacity. And that was what I put on my CV. I said I had worked as that. To be honest, I got that job and it was easy. And with that job, I led teams of Indian developers, right? And we built different products. Now, that's why it's very important for you not to get rid of your CV, like of your past experience. There are ways you can ease into your new role, bringing in transferable skills. Now, on my screen, I'm showing you 2 CV samples, right? The first one you're seeing here is actually, The first one you're seeing here is a CV from one of our interns at Amdari. Now, you can see down here, this particular site says social media manager, right? Now, with this part showing social media manager, and this person wants to get a job as a data analyst. Now, moving to the top one, we see customer sales representative. These 2 roles don't say anything data analyst. How can this person apply for a job in tech as a data analyst with this CV? We needed to do a revamping. So we revamped this person's CV from this to this. This person's CV is not made up. This person is an intern at Amdari. This person is currently undertaking our career experience internship program, right? And you can see right here that everything we are revamping the CV to reflect is properly showing the fact that he has done this job and we didn't have to delete his previous experience. And that is going to be the most recent experience on his CV. Of course, we can as well get rid of his past experience. And with that in mind, like with, getting rid of his past experience and everything like that, it would only show Amdari as his most recent experience and his only experience. Now, that's not going to really represent him well when he applies to jobs because it would only carry that particular experience, right? It would only carry the Amdari experience. And he's competing against so many people in the job market. He needs to stand out. We need him to have experiences reflecting the fact that he's not new in the space. Again, he has gained this actual experience. So whatever we put on his CV, we are not making it up, right? We are not making it up. So now, for you to have revamped your CV with all of your transferable skills and everything, you need to make sure that it is in alignment with your social media platform. And by social media, in this case, I'm referring to LinkedIn. It's a more professional platform, right? For, professionals like ourselves. Now, it needs to reflect your exact experience as you have it on your CV. It's very important for you to have that alignment across board. Now, here's another actual LinkedIn profile of an intern at Amdari. Now, you can see that on this person's LinkedIn, you can see that this person is working at Amdari as a data analytics consultant. And with this, you can also see the tools that she's proficient in or that she's specialized in, that she uses a lot, right? And all of that. Now, what does this tell a recruiter? Automatically, this person has gained experience and everything on her CV is factual, right? And you can also see under her description right here, right? Under the description right here, you can also see that she has experience as a data analyst working at Amdari and everything like that. Now, this is how we properly help you position yourself. And these are people taking advantage of the Amdari Career Experience Internship Program. So I'll be handing over to Ifemena in just like a minute. I just quickly want to give you one big tip. For you to transition into tech and bring in your transferable skill, one thing you need to bear in mind is you don't need to look far and wide. Remember what I said about my own, transitioning from one role in tech to another role in tech. I picked up of what I had done in the past. Now, if you're already in healthcare, like you always said, if you're already in different industries, look out for data analytics projects, data science projects, or data projects related to your field. In that industry you have worked in the past, and blend that part, work on those projects that blends tech into that industry properly. It's easier. Again, the most important thing is you are not lying on your CV. And as you're changing and revamping your CV to reflect that transferable skill, you are actually being very sincere with that, right? So like I said, that's my one last tip for you. And I will be handing over to Ifemena right now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Fantastic. Some people were complaining that they couldn't see the CV. So what I would say is the session is recorded. You could always get access to the recording of this session. All right. And in the same vein, if you wait to the end of the session, in which in the next 20 minutes we're going to be done, you get access to the recording, you get access to the slides that we're using in today's session. So you can actually read yourself and see all the things that we're going to be doing. So I want you guys to give me a round of applause for CTA if you learned something, if you learned a thing or two from what she has given. That was a great delivery, lady. Oh, fantastic. You see, we only have the best people on the team. You get me? Okay, fantastic. All right, so we're going to be closing in the next 20-30 minutes maximum. So I'm not going to take it too much. I know you guys have, today's Saturday. I mean, you should be chilling somewhere, just relaxing, but you're learning something good, and that's also very sufficient. Okay, so I'm just going to go to presenting my slides and we can finish up. So now the key question here is, how do we help you? How do we help you with all this wonderful presentation and all the things that we have said so far? How can we help you? Now, let me just go straight into it. Now, in order for us to help you, there's something that you need to know today. And that thing that you need to know today is experience. Work experience is now the new gold. Not certificates, not advanced programs, not any of those things that you're currently looking at chasing. Work experience is now the new gold. So now this particular organization did a survey, a very, very detailed survey on the jobs that were posted last year, 2024. And now they saw that most entry-level jobs, okay, need work experience. You need experience to get entry-level jobs. Now, let me explain what entry-level jobs are. Entry-level jobs are basically jobs that are majorly targeted towards graduates. Okay, so you just finish, the graduate programs, all those kind of programs. You now see a lot. There's an uptake in those kind of programs needing you to have experience, or even just entry-level jobs within any sector you're looking at getting into. Now, there was this survey, and you see most entry levels require you to have between 1 to 3 years of work experience. So you see 1 year of at least 1 year. 36% of the jobs that were posted in 2024, okay, require you to have at least 1 year experience. 2 years, 20%. 3 years, you need 8% work experience. 8% of the jobs posted needed at least 3 years of work experience. Now, you see, entry-level candidates are most often told inexperience is the reason why they were not hired. Okay, so you see, lack of required work experience was the number one reason why a lot of people were missing out on top opportunities in the tech space last year. So you see, another part is lack of required technical skills. Now, I usually say this, a lot of people focus on learning the technologies. I want to learn Python, I want to learn Excel, I want to learn Power BI, I want to learn Splunk, I want to learn Nmap, I want to learn, all these technologies. But learning the technology itself is not enough for you to get a job. Okay, so lack of required soft skills, so on and so forth. So you see, most job seekers lose out on job applications because they lack experience and the required skill sets. Okay, now this is where Amdari comes in. So we have RAVE. RAVE stands for Remote Apprenticeship Virtual Experience. Remote Apprenticeship Virtual Experience. Now you see a lot of people out there asking, where can I get free projects? Where can I get free data? Where can I get free projects to work on? Where can I get free internship? I don't mind. I won't pay the person. I just want to work and gain that experience that I need to get the job. So you see, a lot of people even find it difficult to get free internship. Like, let me work for you for free, and I will learn on the job and so on and so forth. It's still very difficult for you to get free internship. All right. So I have these two scenarios of two professionals in the UK. So number one is Amina. Amina just completed a master's and currently is looking to get a job as a data analyst. Now, she obviously, because you just finished your master's in data analytics, you feel like the master's program that you've done should be sufficient enough for you to get a job. But Amina currently is struggling to get a job. All right, she's been receiving loads of rejection emails because she lacks relevant industry experience. So when you say UK experience, it's not that you need to have worked in the UK. Relevant work experience means that you've worked in a similar organization somewhere else in the world. And that's exactly where mom is coming from. So if you are looking to get into healthcare, okay, health tech, for example, you want to work in tech, but you want to be in the healthcare, health tech sector, what do? You work on projects relating to health tech. So you can fine tune into your past experience to tell them that, okay, yeah, in the last couple of years, this is exactly what I have been doing. So relevant industry experience is not the same thing as UK experience. So you could have done it in South Africa, you could have done it in Namibia, you could have done it in Kenya, you could have done it in Nigeria. It really doesn't matter. I mean, you have done this particular thing in this particular industry. That's exactly what we're talking about. Now, the next person is Moses. Moses also did customer rep in Nigeria. All right, and is looking to transition into the role of a cybersecurity analyst or SOC analyst or something in cybersecurity, essentially. Now, he has paid for certificates, he has paid for boot camps, he has paid for online courses, he even has access to free resources, but still can't land an entry-level job because he has lack of hands-on experience, which is almost similar to relevant industry experience. Because at the end of the day, during the interview, let me tell you this, the question that will come out is, tell me about a time you've done X, Y, Z. Okay, you say you've been doing cybersecurity for the last 2 years. Okay, tell me about a time you've identified glitches in your network infrastructure and how were you able to overcome it. So you see, those kind of questions you can't answer those questions with a lie. And that's why it's easy. Omomi said something which was very sacrosanct. Recruiters just have a third sense, a sixth sense, where they can actually just pick up from your random, they call it RBS. Okay, so does anybody know what the meaning of RBS stand for? Let me see. Do you guys know the meaning of RBS? Let me see the guys in the house. Do you know the meaning of RBS? It's an acronym. Okay, Damola doesn't know. Okay, so RBS stands for, let me see if anybody knows. Nobody. It stands for, anyway, you can go Google it. RBS stands for random, I don't know, I don't want to, it's a session. So yeah, so the answer is there. Boma has answered the question there. So random BS, essentially. So they can actually just read, if you want to freestyle the answer, they can actually Jonas said random blood sugar. That was hilarious. I literally was not expecting that. So random, BS basically means that when you're rambling during an experience sharing, they ask you the question, tell me a time you've worked as a data scientist, how you're able to, work with missing data and how you're able to handle the missing data and how it's affected your model, your data, your machine learning model and so on. So if you just want to freestyle your answer and give random BS, okay, it's easy for them to sense that you didn't do this. Like, it's very easy for them to pick it out. So essentially what we do with Amdari is three things: rebranding, project-based experience, and employability. So rebranding basically means converting your past experience into the experience that you want to get into. So if you want to go into data analytics, data science, data engineering, we're going to help you to do that. Project experience, we're going to also provide you with projects that will tailor to the career path that you want to go to. So relevant work experience, this is where you're coming in play. All right. Last but not the least is employability skills. And we'll talk about that, in detail in the next couple of slides. So essentially rebranding. So basically converting you from whatever you were before into the career path that you want to go into. And that's the reason why Omomi's aspect was very crucial, to show you the people that we are currently working with. Okay, show you their past CV and show you what we revamped it into. Now these guys are getting loads of conversational interviews. Some of them have gotten jobs, some of them have landed other opportunities, so on and so forth. Now the last but not least, employability skills is what we're going to talk about. So we have this formula in Amdari. So it is TEX plus E equals to your job offer. TEX plus E equals to your job offer. So now, what does this mean? The TEX stands for technical skills and experience. Technical skills and experience plus employability skills gets you the job. So you learning the technology alone is not sufficient enough for you to get the job. Oh, I know how to use Power BI. Oh, I know how to use Splunk. Oh, I know how to use Python. Oh, I know how to use AWS. It's not enough for you to get a job. It's not enough. You need experience. You need to back up that skills with actual life experience. And that's exactly what we provide for you. All right. The next thing is employability skills. So combining all this together is what has essentially worked for us in order for us to help people transition into the tech space. So if you're looking at transitioning and you need that experience, that's the thing that has been holding you back. Experience, you've learned, but you find it difficult to get a job. Honestly speaking, the solution is here, and the solution is Amdari. All right. So essentially, what we're going to do for you in the next 3-6 months, what we're going to do for you is project-based experience, employability skills. Now, when you're looking at employability skills, you're talking about one-on-one CV revamp and review. Okay, so we're going to help you revamp. Now, revamp is very essential for people that are looking at, you're not coming from anything tech. You're a organizer before, you are a customer rep, you're not doing anything tech before, but you want to revamp your past experience into the career path you want to go into. That's what we call a revamp. But now, if you've been working in the bank, for example, you were working as a manager, okay, all right, and you're looking at becoming maybe a data analyst, we can review that your past experience, because as a manager in the bank, you probably did some form of analysis, bank profitability, branch manager, you probably do some profitability ratio, cash reserve ratios. So you did some form of analysis, okay, but you might not be very complex, but that's when you need a review of your past experience. But a revamp means that you're coming from something very different. You're working in customer service, but you want to become a cybersecurity analyst. So it's two ends. So that's where a revamp will come in play. So we also have a one-on-one CV LinkedIn optimization. Now, bear in mind that these are one-on-one, and that's the reason why it's going to be limited slots available for people that are looking to join the program. One-on-one mentorship, career coaching, interview preparation, on-the-job support, and the most important aspect is job reference. So a lot of people that are looking to apply for jobs at the moment are not getting these offers also because there's no other organization that can back up their experience. So if you're coming from customer service and you said you've done this thing before, can you provide an organization that will back up that experience? So you see there are levels of scrutiny. So during the interview, they're trying to scrutinize your experience. After you even pass through the experience, okay, can you get another organization that can, provide you with feedback, or can provide more details about your work experience that can back up your experience? That's where the job reference comes in. So we also provide you with job reference. So these are the things that we're going to provide for you in terms of employability, CV review and revamp, LinkedIn optimization, mentorship, career coaching, interview preparation, on-the-job support, and job reference. Now, project-based approach, I'm going to show you some of the projects that you're going to work on in a few minutes. You work on approximately about 10 projects in the next 6 months. Work with cross-functional team, multiple industry experience, multiple role experience, multiple technology experience, teamwork and project collaboration, increased confidence in future roles, and networking opportunities. So all these and more are the things that we're going to cover for you. So when I say cross-functional team, so you'll get experience from, working with the HR department, you get experience working with finance, you get experience working with supply chain logistics, you get experience working with different departments within any organization, a traditional organization. Multiple industry experience. So you're looking at going into finance, you're going into supply chain, you're going into health tech, you're going into whatever tech industry. We have projects that are tailored to suit you. Okay. Multiple role experience is the most important one that you need to take note of. Multiple role. So if you're going into data analytics, for example, there are so many roles you could actually go into. So a lot of people think that I study data analytics or I learned data analytics, I should be looking for data analyst roles. But there are so many other roles you could actually go into. One, business intelligence analyst, business intelligence developer, sales analyst, customer insight analyst, product analyst. There's so many roles you could actually go into. And when you build this experience across multiple roles, Amdari will do that for you. Multiple technology experience, you want to learn Power BI, Tableau, SQL and Power BI, SQL, Power BI, and Power Automate. You want to learn multiple technologies in order for you to solve business problems. We're going to do that for you. All right. So now, just cut to the chase. How does the internship work? How do you get this experience? How do you work on relevant projects? And that's exactly what we do. So what we have done, we have painstaking, we've taken the work to partner with different startups across the world. And that's why when I started the session, I was very excited to have people coming from different parts of Africa and literally part of the world also. So we have partnered with different countries, with different startups across the world, from Canada to the UK to the US to back home in Nigeria to Kenya to South Africa to literally across the world. We partner with different startups. So we have a pool of startups that we work with. And what they do, or what we do, is we tell them to give us their unique business challenges. So what are you guys going through currently? What are you guys, what are the major challenges that you're going through? So it could be a data analytics challenge, it could be a data science challenge, it could be a data engineering challenge. And I'm going to show you some of I'll show you some of the projects that these guys have given to us. So they give us this business challenge, okay? And what we do is we assign it to you. So essentially, we like to call it a work experience program. We don't call it internship, because you saying you did an internship with Amdari means that you are a beginner. Okay, you're looking for an entry-level position. You're looking for like a beginner and entry, like that's what internship denotes essentially. But now, work experience program basically means that we are looking at how we can fine-tune your past experience with the project experience that we have here, and you can use it to get mid-level to senior level roles. That's exactly what we're looking at. So now, in this particular work experience program, you're going to be acting as a consultant. Okay, you'll be working as a consultant. So you could work by yourself, or you could work with other people based on the type of project you're going to be working on. Okay, so this startup, take for example, they're having a problem with getting data from a website. Okay, that's the current challenge. They're currently looking at how they can automate pulling data from a random API. Okay, that's the current challenge. So we'll bring it in to see how you guys can work with them, okay, to see how you can implement this particular solution for them. It could be that they want to implement a new software application. So as a business analyst, how do you help them implement this software application or this SaaS product within the organization? It could be a data analytics problem where they have been seeing dwindling sales in their organization. They want to find out the reason why there's dwindling sales. It could be like shopping cart abandonment. So people are coming to the platform to buy products, but people don't check out. They add to cart, but they never sell. They never sell. So how do you help them to achieve this? So that's where you come in as a consultant. So we give you this business problem for you to work on. Now, the good thing is that you're also going to be assigned a mentor. You're going to be assigned a coach. So you're not going to be working alone to figure out the problem yourself or the solution yourself. You're going to be working with a mentor, a subject matter expert, to help you guide you through the solution, or to guide you through on how you can provide a solution to the business challenge. So once you're done with that, you come up with a team presentation or an individual presentation, your evaluation and your recommendation. Now, the good thing here is your recommendation to the business is passed across to the startup. So it's like a mini consulting. It's a consulting gig essentially, where we get a business problem, you work on the business challenge, you come up with your recommendation, your insights, and all that, and we pass it back to the startup to say that this is the recommendation from the startup, and that's exactly what we sell to them. Now, basically, it's a win-win situation whereby they give us a challenge, we provide solutions for them. All right. And at the end of everything, you can add these projects to your portfolio, you can add it to your LinkedIn profile, you can seek LinkedIn recommendation. You can use this experience in your interview. So when they ask you situational-based question, tell me about a time you've done XYZ, you can easily talk about the things that you did with Amdari. Now, bear in mind, you remember when Omomi was sharing the CV for the LinkedIn profile, you see that it's data analytics consultant, data science consultant. So you're going to be working that consulting capacity to work on projects, gain that experience, and get it started. So now, a little bit of let me just digress a little bit. Now, I have, like I said, I've worked across different roles within the data business, in the tech space essentially. Now, in a year of you working in an actual organization, the maximum number of projects, like when I say project, I'm talking about very novel projects that would get you excited. In a year, you could have like maximum of 4 projects, about 4 projects. You would have ad hoc reports or ad hoc work, things will not concern you, but they will give it to you to do. All those work will be there. But like projects that will be exciting for you to start to finish, you do about maximum, ridiculously about 4. Some people will do less in a year. So when organizations are looking for people with 2 to 3 years of experience, they're looking for people that have done some things, some things in the last 2-3 years. Okay. So now what we have done is in the next 3-6 months, you're going to be working on 5 to 10 projects, depending on the duration that you're looking for. So you see, what is getting some people a year, 2 years for them to work on those gain that kind of experience, you're doing it in a shorter period of time. Okay, you're gaining that experience in a shorter period of time, faster, more efficiently, more detailed, and you're still working with real life case studies, real life data sets, real life projects, real life scenarios, and you're using that to build your experience. Now, the beauty about that is somebody that is working full time in a bank as a data analyst, his experience is only going to be banking. Now, with this, you'll get banking experience, you get fintech experience, you get health tech experience, you get supply chain experience. You're getting varied experiences within the short period of time. So it means that you can apply for multiple type of roles. You can get into any career path that you want to get into. All right. So we have a course starting on the 8th of March, work experience program, or what we call internship, starting on the 8th of March, and we have another one starting on the 12th of April. Now, the discounts that we're currently running like an early bird discount for people that are looking to get started. So we still have a discount running at the moment. So if you're interested in the career experience program, we have data analytics, we have data science, we have data engineering, we have business analysis. Now, for these 4 distinct career paths, you can do the 3 months or the 6 months work experience program. Okay, either the 3 months or the 6 months work experience program. Now, bear in mind, covers your projects, covers your employability, covers interview preparation, covers everything that we talked about in today's session. So we're currently running a discount. So rather than you paying $400, you could actually pay $300. Now, there's one other beauty thing I'm going to tell you in a few seconds. $300. For the 6 months, it's also $700, but also a discount of $200 is available for you to latch up on. So for 3 months, $300. For 6 months, you can pay $500. You're going to be saving $200. Now, if you're interested in SOC analysts or threat intelligence, ethical hacking and pen testing, governance, risk and compliance, that's only for 3 months. So you can shuffle them in the next 6 months. You can do 3 months first. You can do another 3 months, anyhow you want to do it. So that's going to be $300 also for the 3 months program. Now, multiple payment installments are available. Multiple payment installments are available. So in order for you to get started, honestly, guys, it's very easy for you to get started. But let me show you real quick, okay? Let me show you real quick. So if you're interested in getting started, all you need to do is click on the link that you have here, okay? So I'm just going to click on the link, yeah? My colleagues are going to drop the link in the chat also. All you need to do is just click on the link and we are going to help you get started, okay? I'm going to share my screen now where we can actually show you the program, okay? All right. So if you're looking at getting started, so what I would say today is get started now. Okay, get started now. So once you click on the link, you would see this page will pop up. Okay, you see this page will pop up. So you see it's Red Internship Enrollment Center. So for all the programs that you are looking at getting into, you can do the data analytics 3 months or the data analytics 6 months, whatever one that works for you. We also have the data science 3 months, data science 6 months. We have the data engineering 3 months, 6 months, and so on. So everything is broken down there. SOC analyst 3 months, ethical hacking and pen testing 3 months, GRC another 3 months. So whichever career path are you interested in, please select and let's get started. So remember, the discount is only available for the first 20 people. It's not available for everybody. It's not available for everybody. So if you're interested in getting started, I would say get started now, secure your position now. Now, like I said, there are multiple installments available. So you don't need to drop $300 today. You don't have to drop $500 today. You have multiple installments available for you to get started. Okay, so all you need to do is, let's say, take for example, data analytics 3 months. You click on secure internship. And what happens is you see this page. So this is in pounds. So for the guys in the UK, you can actually just drop down and you can select the currency of your choice. So let's use it in USD. I'm going to do it in USD. So you see, this is only 16 seats available. So you only have 16 seats out of the data analytics. So we only have limited slots available. So if you want to get started, you should secure a position now. So for the 3 months, you have 3 months. So you have 1 month installments. You can do it in 2 months or you can do it in 3 months. So for 3 months installments, I'll just click on 3 months installment and click on secure internship. So you see USD $102 and you have $99 for the rest of the 3 months. So in order for you to get started today, all you need to pay is $102. All right. Now for the guys in the UK, you can literally just drop down and GBP, pounds, Great British pounds. So it's 261 pounds equivalent. You can do it in 3 installments. All you need to pay today is 88 pounds for you to get started. So it's not you dropping the whole $300 at the start for you to get started. You can actually do it in installments. And I mean, $88 for the next 3 months, that's a piece of work. I mean, you're investing $88 and you're guaranteed to getting a job like where you can get above $40,000 to $60,000 if you're looking at data analytics. If you look at the average salary of a data analyst in the UK at the moment, is about £40,000 to £45,000. Okay, so you're investing this amount to see how you can actually get a better offer. So you need to weigh the opportunity that you're looking at. Okay, now if you're interested in 6 months, okay, click on 6 months. And what you have here, you have 18 seats available here for the 6 month plan. So if you're looking at getting it, grab your copy now. All right. So you see this, I'm going to change this to USD. So you see this is £500 for 1-time payment, for 2-time payment, 3-time payment, 4-time payment, or 5-time. So whatever works for you. You might be interested in like, oh, I want to be done this in 3 months. So let me just do it in 3 months and get done with it. So USD also $100. So for 5 months, you see you're paying $100 for the next 5 months for you to get started. So in order for you to do it today for 6 months, for the 6 months internship, you are only investing just $100 in order for you to get started today. So click on 100. Once you click on it, click on proceed and put your name, email, phone number, and pay for products. And that's everything that you need to do. All right. So it's as simple as ABC. It's as simple as that. So if you're doing for 6 months internship, you can actually select the 5 month plan in order for you to pay. That's interesting. So for the guys in the UK, for the 6 months plan, you could actually pay in 5 months. Okay, which is good. I mean, the program is for 6 months and you're using 5 months to make payment, and you're paying what? $87 for the next 5 months. I think that's a steal. I think it's a steal for what the value that we're going to be providing to you. I think it's a massive, massive steal. So what you need to do is you need to grab your copy now. All right. So, you can do the 3 months internship, you could do the 6 months internship, you could do, all the internship that we have here, you can provide them with you. Okay. So once you've made your payment, I can see some people are sending me private DMs already. Yes, you can. Once you made your payment, all you need to do now is payment registration form. So once you've completed your payment, once you've clicked on proceed, you put your name, email address, and phone number, you pay. The next thing you need to do is come back to this particular link. Anyways, once you pay, it directs you back here for you to register your payment, okay? For you to register your payment. So all you need to do is put in your email, your first name, last name, registration email, country of residence, current status. So if you're a student, you're a recent graduate, you're a career switcher, whatever you are, you know exactly what the stuff is. I'm going to click on next. So whatever career path you're interested in. So if you're interested in business analysis or data science or data engineering, select it. Upload the screenshot of payment. So on your email, you would have received the confirmation email. Take a screenshot. If you did a transfer or whatever it is, take a screenshot of it and upload it here. State the name of the account the money came from. So some people might want their brother, sister, friend to make payments for them or something, or somebody's owing you $88. Oh, since you're owing me this money, please go and pay Amdari for me. Just put the person's name here, okay? And if it's your own account that made the payment, please put your name in there. So click on next. And now this is the critical part. So you could actually secure a position now and start at a later date. So you might not be interested in starting in March. Maybe it's not just conducive for you. You have projects you're working on. You're still in school. You're finishing up in your school. You can actually secure the discount now and start at a later month. So it means that in which the discount doesn't run every month. So if you're looking at getting started and securing your discount, secure a discount and start in April. You can secure a discount and start in May. So whatever works for you. That's a popular question that we get a lot. And that's the reason why we need to show you this. So you can actually start, secure a discount and start at a later month. So where did you hear about Rave? You can try whatever platform, LinkedIn, Amdari, or Instagram, or whatever platform you used. And that's basically the case itself. So once you make your payment, come back to the form and select the payment registration form. And we're excited to have you on board. So that's about it, okay? So the other things I want to show you now is the platform, okay? The kind of projects you get to work on. So I'll use the next 2 minutes to do that. Then we'll take questions if you have any questions. So raise up your hand if you have any question. I will be taking questions in the next couple of minutes. Okay, so for people that are interested in seeing what kind of projects would you be working on, okay? I'm going to show you that in a few minutes. So I'm going to start off with data analytics, for example. So this is data analytics. The guys that started in November last year. I'm going to show you the project. So you see this particular project, you see it here, it's project 1. You see optimizing order fulfillment, okay? Now this is a supply chain project. I'm going to zoom in a bit so you could see it clearly. So you see Amdari Work Experience Program Data Analytics. These are intermediate projects. And what's the project on? Optimizing order fulfillment, a data-driven approach to eliminating backlogs with an Excel interactive dashboard. Now this is the project itself. The project opportunity and the learning skills. Now, the business introduction, Streamlined Logistics Solution is a distinguished and long-standing player in the supply chain and logistics industry with a rich history dating back over 2 decades. So essentially, what's their major problem? However, even as we continue to flourish, we find ourselves facing a pressing operational challenge that demands innovative solutions to uphold our unwavering commitment to service excellence. So essentially, cut the chase. What is this business? This business is actually based in Ireland. It's an Irish-based, supply chain startup. Okay, and essentially, what they've been doing, what the issues they're facing with is backlog. Their current problem is backlogs. So if you understand supply chain, or if you even buy stuff online, you probably will understand backlog a little bit better. So basically, if you buy something online today, you're expecting that particular thing to be delivered tomorrow or a day after tomorrow, whatever the case may be. Okay? So you buy something on Amazon, for example. If you're using Amazon Prime, you expect that particular delivery to come in tomorrow, correct? Now, if it doesn't come in tomorrow, what happens? It becomes a backlog. So say, for example, you work with Amazon. We have to deliver 100 packages today. Well, unfortunately, some things happen and we can't deliver 100 packages. We delivered 45. So it remains 55 packages that were meant to be delivered, but were not delivered. That 55 packages would move to the next day. Okay? But the next day, there are other packages that need to be delivered that next day. Let's say you have about 150 packages to be delivered the next day. So 55 from the previous day plus 150 from that day to make it what? 210. okay, that you have to deliver the next day. So you see, that's the major challenge that they had. So they had a mounting back order. They had a lot of back orders that they needed to clear out. So and this is where it is very interesting, where you're going to be working real life projects, real life scenarios, real life organization challenges, and you're going to be solving them using data analytics. Okay, so essentially at the end of everything, rationale of the project, the aim of the project, the data description, the tech stack you're going to be working with, and project enhancement. So you're not just going to be using Excel to build a random dashboard. No, what you're going to be doing also to help them automate some of the things that they do, because these things happen on a daily basis. They want to be able to track certain KPIs and they want to automate it as much as possible. So you're going to be using Office Script. So as I don't know if anybody has heard of Office Script. A lot of people talk about VBA, but VBA is outdated, okay? And the more recent technology that you use in automating Excel is Office Script. So you're going to be learning latest technologies, latest solutions on how you can implement a solution using data analytics. So now, rather than just using Excel for analysis and that's it, you're going to be building upon that forward using Office Script for KPI automation, automate KPI calculation, and generate ad hoc reports using Office Script. So you're going to be learning a lot beyond what the traditional learning that you will get from a regular training program. So project number 2, you see another project here. This is a custom analytics project. So project number 2, this is actually for another UK-based technology startup, fintech startup. So you see here, custom analytics, identifying former student customers at Noble Trust Bank for target service offerings and upselling opportunity. I'll explain this better for you guys. So now, if you know anybody that relocates to the UK, Ireland, or any European country, or even most countries across the world, you cannot open a traditional banking account or savings and all that. You would open a student account. It's after your master's or your program, then you can transition from a student account to a normal account. Okay. Now, they notice that the platform, most immigrants are coming to the country, use their platform as students to operate their day-to-day finances. But after that, what happens? They leave the platform. When they graduate, they leave the platform and open a traditional bank. So even in the UK, they go ahead to open Lloyds Bank, they go to an open HSBC, and so on and so forth. So they saw that they were losing a lot of customers. So, they could open a student bank account, and after, even when they finish, they could still be using that same account for their normal finances. But they just feel like, okay, I want to move away from this bank because I'm no longer a student. I want to open a traditional bank account. So they wanted to be targeting these people, using analytics to identify them early enough and start marketing to them early enough to keep them on the platform. Now, bear in mind that this is a real life organization. This is a real life challenge that they have, and you are going to be providing a solution to this particular business. Don't you guys find this exciting? Give me a thumbs up if you find this exciting. So this is a real life problem. This is a real life analytical problem. This is a real life situation where you're going to be impacting an actual business itself. So rather than just random data set that you find on Kaggle, Google, and you don't even know the business challenge, you don't know what to do with the data set, and guess what? You're still going to be assigned a coach that will be unholding you and guiding you through it itself. So, you're going to be working on quite a number of projects to get you what you're looking for. So you see another project, number 3, for people that are in the healthcare sector. This is a social health tech, problem. So leveraging social determinant of health analytics to address healthcare disparities in Gambia. So like I said, we have different startups that we work with literally across the world. It could be the UK, it could be the US, it could be in Canada, it could be from anywhere in the world. And that's exactly how you'll be getting that experience. So you see the specialization for this one is healthcare analytics. Okay, so regardless of any multiple industry experiences, these are the things that you're going to be getting. So now for data science, I'm just going to do a brief one, almost the same thing. You're going to be working on different kinds of projects. So if you look at this, give me a second. This is cohort analysis for assessing customer retention in an e-commerce industry. So this is for an e-commerce startup, okay, based in South Africa. And what they've done is they are trying to penetrate they are trying to understand their customers. And just to paint it very closely for you, online retailer, they've been selling for years, but they noticed something, and that's where the business challenges come in. Okay, the company is facing significant challenge in retaining customers over time. While the company experiences high customer acquisition rate, they are seeing drop off in returning customers. So people can buy today, but they never come back. Okay, people buy on the platform today, but they never come back. So as a data scientist, how do you identify these people? How do you segment them? How do you understand them? How do you understand their behavior? And that's essentially where cohort analysis comes in play. So all the things that you've probably read about or heard about, this is when you start to implement. Okay, so you're not just analyzing and just visualizing, you're actually creating a solution to the business problem. So that's one project. Okay, you would have several other projects that you get to work with. Okay, so this one is a jewelry prediction project. Okay, so this is also a jewelry brand. Okay, and essentially pricing optimization. So at certain times, at certain period, prices of this product increases in value. So rather than manually doing a guesswork, okay, how can you use machine learning to predict the prices? Okay, and even on the website, if you're coming to the website 3-4 times, there should be a repercussion for you doing that. Okay, so take for example, airlines actually do this a lot. Okay, so if you want to book a ticket today, you check today. Okay, you check 4 times today. Let's say you want to check 3 times today. The 4th time you're going to be checking, you'll see that the price will increase. The price will increase automatically. After setting, you've checked, you maybe, let me try one adult and a child, 1 adult, 2 adults, business class, whatever class you want to use. If you check like 2-3 times in a day, the price will increase immediately. It's not a factor of, if you now use it if you know the trick is to do it in incognito browser, okay, and search for the price of these tickets, you would see that it remains very relatively the same price that you see. Or if you use your normal browser to check the price of these tickets, you see the prices fluctuate easily. The same thing with Uber. Okay, so if you and your friend are in the same location, you order for Uber, you'll find out that your prices are not going to be the same. Okay, so how do they detect the price for me, and how do they detect the price for you? That's pricing optimization. Essentially, that's exactly what you're going to be working on in this particular project. So you're going to be doing price optimization using machine learning, and there are quite a number of variables you're going to be looking at in order for you to predict, what will cause a price spike when somebody wants to purchase the product itself. So that's data science. Data engineering also, you're going to be working on relevant projects, not random data set and random projects that you get on Kaggle and Google and so on. Now, this is a very interesting project also. This is for, I think, real estate. It should be a real estate company. Yes. Now, this is a real estate startup also. And essentially, let me just go straight to the business problem or their challenge. However, the company is currently facing a significant data challenge that hinders its operational efficiency. The existing data processing workflow is inefficient, resulting in desperate data sets. Okay, so essentially, they want to design like a framework where they can get real-time real estate openings. Okay, so if you know anything about real estate, especially if you're a realtor and you're selling houses, for example, you want to get the most recent update as quick and as fast as possible, faster than your peers. So you can start to sell, you can know the price, you can even predict price of new property and so on and so forth, or new places that are in demand, that people are buying a lot of products. You want to identify those places very quickly so you can latch onto those opportunities. So that's essentially what these guys are looking for. But they need data in order for them to do this particular work. So that's where the data engineer comes in. Okay, so, and these are real life programs. These are real life organizations. These are real life designs they're going to be working on. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Let me show you the project architecture for this. So you're going to be extracting data from the source. You're going to be doing some Python or some transformation. You're going to be connecting it to a Postgres database. And, you either use Power BI for your analysis and you use Python and all that for machine learning. And that's what you get for all the projects that you're going to be working on. So this is another project with Reddit, okay? So this is a, what do you call it? It's a marketing agency, okay? So for guys that are doing marketing and all that, you would also get to gain this experience, how you can connect to Reddit to identify latest topics that people are talking about and leverage that in your marketing campaign or in your client's marketing campaign that makes the campaign a lot more efficient. So, these are real life projects, real life case studies, real life businesses that you're going to be working with. And this is the API, this is the data architecture you're going to be working with. Connecting to API, Reddit's REST API, you're going to be using Kafka for streaming. So you want to see these topics earlier on very quickly. You're going to be using Apache Spark for your transformation, and you're going to be using the NoSQL database to store the data, MongoDB. All right, you're going to be using Zookeeper also, and everything is going to be containerized using Docker. So you see, I'm going to provide you with resources that would also help you. All right, so all the projects, all the career paths, they follow the same suit where you're going to be working on a real life case study. I'm going to show you business analysis in a few seconds. All right, so you see, okay, this is a video recording, okay? Project one brief, okay? Yeah, essentially, this is the brief real quick. So you see, ICE is an AI-powered recruitment platform designed to bridge the gap between job seekers and employers. So this is where you come in as a business analyst to see how you can navigate the market, understand the business challenges, prefer recommendations to the business, and also work with the product designer, work with the software developer in designing and developing this AI-powered platform for one of our clients. So the client is Hyacinth, and they're building an AI-powered recruitment platform. So you see, all the things and more are the things you're going to be getting. In the same vein, and this is where I'm going to close it up, then I'll take questions. Okay, in the same vein, you're also going to be getting access to the Amdari platform. So for the Amdari platform, you get access to a remote job board. Okay, so if you go to Amdari today, you create an account. Once you create an account and you've made your payment, you will get access to an exclusive remote job board. Okay, so you see it here, remote job board. And essentially what you have here is, you see jobs that are posted here. Okay, project coordinator, website project coordinator. You see, and these roles are remote roles coming from Simply Hired, Career Builder, FlexJob, Glassdoor, LinkedIn. You get access to remote opportunities. So rather than you going to all these sites to look for a remote job, we have consolidated everything in our platform for you to be able to apply for, either your business analyst, data analyst, cybersecurity analyst, whatever the case may be, you have the jobs in here. Okay, so the other thing that you also get is a portfolio. So everybody wants to build a portfolio, but nobody has the time to learn web design, how to create your own personal portfolio. So what we have done is to make it very easy for you. So once you create your account on Amdari and you've made payment for the program, you get access to the portfolio page, and this makes it easy for you to create your portfolio. Okay, now you can see the portfolio overview, talk about myself, talk about the things I've worked on, the tools and technologies I'm conversant with. Let's work together. You see my phone number. And once you click on the phone number, you see it's copied to clipboard. So it's easy for them to contact you. You can share this link, okay, on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, WhatsApp. You can copy the link and actually post it on your LinkedIn profile, or you can post it on your CV. So once somebody clicks on it, all right, I'm going to drop it in the chat also, so you can look at my own profile. So if I've copied the link, if I use a new browser to view the link, you see all they get to see is your profile. This is your portfolio. So you can see the portfolio site. You can see the projects I've worked on, okay? You see my portfolio site, okay? The projects I've worked on. So let me show you some of the projects I have on my own portfolio, just to show you how it looks like. So you see, this is a telecom growth strategy. This is the product campaign metrics. This is the telecom data revolution. So let me click on this to show you this particular project. So if I click on it, we have automated it to make it easy for you to create your own portfolio. So you see everything that you have there, all right? The design, all the things that you've worked on, everything will be there. The name of the project, the tools you worked on, and so on and so forth. So we'll make it very easy for you to create your own portfolio. So rather than you figuring out how to build a website, how to use GitHub, how to use all those things, it becomes easier for you, 10 times easier, all right, for you to build your own portfolio. So what I would say today, all right, is if you're looking at getting started, this is the best platform for you to get started today. This is the best platform, all right? No, if you're looking at, you have done some form of training before, you just need that experience in order for you to get started. this is where you should be. All right. So I'm going to be taking myself and Amon will be taking questions the next, I would say the next 15, 20 minutes, and then we can call it a day. All right. So let's chat ahead. Okay. So I have Dane XD. Do you want to go ahead with your question? Dane XD. So please take advantage of the discount and get started today. Take advantage of the discount and get started. Dane XD, do you want to ask your question? Okay, I can see some questions in the chat also. You can unmute yourself if you have a question. Please, I think people can actually unmute themselves. Yes, they can. All right.
If
so
you have a question, please.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Sunday.
Yes, I've already enrolled for cybersecurity for the February cohort. However, I wish to focus on SOC analyst only. So how do I switch completely?
All right, yeah, that's fine. You can actually switch. Just send an email to just have a discussion with your mentor, and your mentor will escalate and would attach you to the SOC, just SOC alone for the next 3 months. That works 100%. Is that okay, Sunday? So we have one of our
that's
people.
fine. Thank you.
Sunday, how's the project been so far? Let me talk since you're part of us already. So how's the experience been so far?
Yeah, we just started working on the first project and it's due for submission tomorrow. So it's after the submission we'll know how far we've gone or how it is.
Okay, that's good. But your project is pushing you, and you're learning from the projects, correct?
Yes, it is. It's all about using Wireshark as a tool to analyze a kind of downtime. So we are trying to see how we could use the Wireshark to really determine what kind of attack that happened that particular period of time. So we are still on it. As soon as we submit, then we'll know what next to do.
Yeah, the February report, yeah?
Yes, February.
You started February. All right. So let me just show the crew the project you're currently working on. So you see this is what this group are currently working on, investigating cyber incident at Pancos Group, and the project around digital forensic, and you're going to be using Wireshark, and that's why I talked about Wireshark. So it's for a branding and digital marketing agency. So the business focus essentially. So you see this, and essentially that's what you're going to be working on, and the business problem is temporarily disable their system. So Pancos Group recently experienced network attack, which temporarily disabled their system, left the team unsure how hackers got in, highlighting the need for the tools and training. The company lacked proper framework for investigating. So that's what they're designing at this point in time. So it's exciting. It's good to see that. Okay, thanks a lot for Sunday. So Sunday, all you need to do is tell your mentor that you would like to join the Just SOC, okay? Because what you are in now will cover all the career paths. We cover all the 3 career paths that we have there. But since you want to focus just solely on SOC, we'll do that for you. All right. Thanks a lot for that question, Sunday. Appreciate it. All right. So I also have some questions in the chat. One of the questions I have here is what's the difference between Andari and Tenalytics? Very big difference. So this Tenalytics is more education technology startup. So what we do with Tenalytics is for people that have no prior experience, you've not done it before, and you're looking to learn. So we have training courses that would teach you and do all the learning for you. But with Amdari, we're not necessarily training you. We're providing you with work experience. So you've done training before, you've gone on YouTube to learn, you've gone on Udacity, you've gone on Udemy, you've learned, okay, but you're looking at getting a job. What we do here is work experience, okay? So we provide you with project-based experience that you can leverage in getting a job that you're looking for. So that's the massive difference between the 2 of them. So training program, Tenalytics is majorly focused on that training and work experience, but we focus solely on work experience. That's the key difference. All right. So what type of projects are we going to be working on for somebody in GRC? So GRC is the one that we're going to be starting this month. So by currently we are sourcing for projects for GRC. We're currently talking with all the startups that we work with, and even more. We're extending our reach to more startups. And by next week, we should be able to have more projects around GRC, Ethical Arcade, and all that. So we'll showcase that also on the platform. All right. By next week, definitely. So if you want to see that, you can register and also, take a look at the projects that we're going to be showcasing by early next week. You should, okay, by in a new week, actually, by next week, Friday, we should have those projects ready. All right. With the organization retain us after helping them, so they don't even know that, they don't even know you, they don't know you. Okay. So, and you don't know the organization. So there's a gap there. Okay. There's a privacy gap just because of GDPR. Okay, so we don't share certain information. I mean, if a company is telling you that they were hacked and they lost some client information and you know the business, that's something wrong. It's related to reputational risk. So one thing is like the name of the company that you see here, it's not the actual name of the company. All right, it's not the actual name of the company because I mean they're going to be giving us their challenges. Some of them have issues with shopping cart abandonment. Some of them have cybersecurity issues, data science issues, data engineering issues, project management issues. They're implementing a new software and you want them to make it public to everybody. It will lead to some form of reputational risk. So we don't share information about the organization. You get every other information, the brand, every other thing, what they do, the kind of operation, like where they operate. So you get all that information, but the name and other critical information that will link back to the organization, we don't share with you. All right. Now, the good thing about the internship that we don't like to also put out there is after each project is completed, it's very possible. All right, it happens that they come back to say that, oh, we need 2-3 people for this particular role, and you recommend. So we recommend as many as we can, okay? And they will be the ones to select the people that they want. So at the end of the day, it's not like we are guaranteeing you that you get a job with the people that you're working with. We don't guarantee that. There's a possibility, but we don't guarantee that you will get a job from Amdari. So what we do in terms of guarantee is we guarantee that we provide you with as much employability skills. We provide you with the remote job board that we have done for you. We provide you with, on the job interview preparation. You know how to apply for a job. You have a good CV. You can apply for jobs. You get interviews. You can convert those interviews to a job. That's another route that we help you with getting your own job. So what's the duration for the reference given? So 2 years on the advert. Yes, we limit it to 2 years. And the reason why we wanted to limit it to 2 years is very simple. You can always request for it after. So after 2 years doesn't mean that that's the end, okay? The reason why we keep it at 2 years is very simple. We want people to get a job, as quick and as fast as possible. So when you're looking at it, we don't want you to say that, okay, because you have lifetime access to this particular thing, I can take my time. So we want people to actually, one thing I've noticed is dealing with people that are looking at transitioning, people get exhausted very quickly, or people get tired, or people lose interest very quickly. So, if we limit it to 2 years, it means that you need to do this within the next 2 years, even if you are very lazy. Some people have joined us and they're getting interviews already, like requesting for reference letter here and there. So you see, the faster you are, the faster you get it. But if you've gotten a job and you need reference letter in the future, you would always get it from us. There's only people that probably are not very serious, okay, that will find it challenging to get it from us, okay? So those are the things that we are working with. So Musbao is asking, what is the difference taking data analyst and data scientist? Very different. So data analyst is focusing more on 2 major aspects, which is descriptive and diagnostic analytics. So you're basically going to be working on reports building reports, doing insight generation, and so on and so forth. While the data scientist is more on predictive modeling. So machine learning execution, when you're talking about generative AI, LLMs, and so on and so forth, you're going to be working on those kind of projects. So it's good, 2 different. One is working on more predictive models. The other one is just working on analysis, insight generation, report generation, dashboarding, and so on and so forth. Okay. How do I get to do the course if I work from afternoon and evening, being 3 to 10? How do I get a course? It's not a course, first of all. It's an internship. It's a work experience program. So you're given the project and you're expected to work on the project. So it's very flexible. You can determine the time you work. Okay, you determine the time you work and the time you meet with your mentor. So every project is handled in the agile framework. So every project would have projects would have a timeline of, where you're meeting with your mentor every maybe 2-3 times in a week, depending. So ideally, I would expect that if you want to work on the project, you can afford about 1 hour to 2 hours every day for Monday to Friday. So 1 hour on Monday, 1 hour on Tuesday, 1 hour on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. That at the end of the week, you would have done 5 hours of work on that particular project. And a typical project would last 3 to 4 weeks. So let's say 3 weeks. So it means that if you give 1 hour every day for 3 weeks, you would have invested 15 hours into that particular project. And that's enough time for you to actually finish and complete the project itself. So that's essentially the case itself. Okay. All right. So I think I've answered that question. I think I'll allow Momi to take some other questions that we have here. If you're please, I would say you should take advantage of the discount. It's the best time for you to get started. If you have any question, I can see some people have their hands raised. I would maybe Momi, do you think we should take some people raising up their hand? I think we should take some people raising up their hands. Damola Isaac.
Hello, good evening. And I have a quick question. So first and foremost, my first question is how can someone who hasn't done anything tech perform in this field? Because I would like to enroll in data analytics. That's one. My second question is what's the difference between the 3-month enrollment and the 6-month enrollment for someone that hasn't done anything tech? So, and my last question is the classes of the, I think you've answered that question, the classes of the course, like what time during the day are we going to have the classes or something. I think you've answered it that okay, it's something we'll be doing at our own end. Yeah. But those two questions I want to know, like someone that hasn't done anything tech, and what's the difference between 3-month enrollment and the 6-month enrollment. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so hi Damola, thank you for that question. So to answer that, we actually are majorly focused on people who have gained tech skill already. So if you have zero background knowledge or no foundational knowledge at all, then we always advise that you take a course first, right? So you can enroll in a boot camp. We can recommend our sister company to do that in analytics, right? So you can enroll in analytics for this particular purpose to take, a course in data analytics, right? So that's one. So Amdari is only for you if you have gained the skill, right? You don't need to have, done so much, gained experience or something. As long as you gain the skill, you can enroll at Amdari for the internship, right? For the work experience internship program. But for you to get started at all, I recommend our sister company. Are you good? Before I move on to your next question, did you get that, Damola?
Okay. Yeah. How are you going to refer the person to me? Sorry.
Okay. So please first off fill the attendance form, and then please send us an email here as well. I think you can send to finance@amdari.
Okay.
Just indicate that you want to enroll in analytics. Finance@amdari.io. Just send us an email there.
You can just send us a WhatsApp message. You can just send a WhatsApp message to
All
this
right.
number.
All right.
That's the fastest way you can reach out to us and get like an immediate response. So if you want us to recommend you to the course, so we have partnership with Analytics for people that have not done anything before, and that's somebody was asking the question, what's the difference between Analytics and Amdari? So if you go on Analytics website and you've never done you've not done tech before, and you're looking at somewhere you can actually start to learn, then Analytics is where you should go to. That's what would advise you. So what we're doing here is more experience. People that have done some form of background training, you've taken some courses on Udemy, on YouTube, and something you know exactly what you want to do. You've probably done some form of learning, and you just want that experience. Okay, that's exactly what we want from you. Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
that's
Thank you.
what we
All right.
do. So we have some questions in the chat also. Let me see. We have more questions in the chat actually. Okay, so what's the duration of the reference given? I think I answered that already. One said, how do I get a course? Okay, so Chigos is asking, what's the difference between Amdari and Forage? Okay, given that Forage is entirely free. So Forage, go work on Forage, go work on the project on Forage, and compared to what we're doing here, you see it's entirely different. So now Forage is I don't know, it's for graduates, people that are still in university, and you're looking to just gain some. It's like you're doing a Udemy course. It's not necessarily hands-on practice. It's hands-on practical, but you don't get that feel that you can actually handle this project by yourself. Go work on that project, and let me give you another project, and let me see if you would be able to handle the project. So that's the challenge that you have in there. So you have predefined things that you need to do that they already tell you to do. So you just go ahead to do it. That's not in real life. Real life doesn't tell you what to go and do. They just give you the case study, they give you the scenario. Oh, we have this project. We want to build a forecasting model for one of our product line. Oh, what's your name? Ramota. Ramota, you are the one in charge of this. Go do it. Okay. Nobody's telling you to go and okay, now you need to create a new feature. Oh, now you need to optimize. Nobody's going to tell you that. Okay. So Forage is predefined for beginners. Okay, this is on the other hand, this is for real life examples, real life case studies that you're going to be working on to coming up with real solutions to. So like I said, it's difficult for people to even get real free internship. So I don't want to work for you. I want to work for you for free for the next 6 months. It's difficult for you to get this kind of placement. So that's what we're doing. We're making it accessible for people to get that kind of industry experience in order for them to get a job. So very, very different from each other. Okay, so very different. I hope that makes sense. What's the difference between 3 and 6 months internship? That's a very good question. And that's also part of the question that the previous person asked, Damola asked. It's the same thing. It's just a longer duration. Okay, so we have people wanting to say that okay, I want to be in. I want to do more projects. Have more projects done. Okay, so for 3 months you'll work on an average of 5 projects in the next 3 months. For the 6 months you would have an average of 10 projects to have worked on. So obviously with 10 projects you would have worked on more industries, more technologies, more case studies, and so on. So you're getting more experience essentially in the next 6 months. So it depends. So for the guys in 3 months, everybody will get their CV review within a month. Employability will start within a month. Everything will start within a month so that you can actually start to apply for jobs by the 2nd month. And then you can start to prepare to land your job by the 3rd month. So the duration really doesn't matter. Some people just want to, immerse yourself with different projects, different experiences before they get what they're looking for. So whatever works for you, 3 months works, 6 months also works. That's also fine. All right, so it's pretty much the same thing. It's just that you have a longer duration and more experience, essentially. All right, how many days of the week is the one-on-one? So one-on-one is usually going to be, it's not every week, okay? So usually it's going to be once in a month, twice in a month, depending on, how the project or how your project's flow will be. So one-on-one, CV review first will come on because we need to understand your past experience and now we can fine-tune it to your future experience or the experience you want to go into. Career coaching, the same thing. We'll also follow suit. So those are the things that we're going to do for you. I remember because of these personalized services, that's why we're not going to be taking a lot of people. So you want to be part of the first set of people that would secure your discount. Someone here asked the question earlier, please, do we still maintain the job role title for? No, you don't. Please, that's the first thing that you would have to, that's the first thing that we're going to deal with. So if you're going into, say, for example, data science, and your past role is, let's say, customer service representative, that you need to expunge it. That should not be on your CV. All right, so that's part of the CV revamp that we're going to help you do. So you don't need to stop yourself. We're going to help you do that. So that's something that you need to revamp. Okay, and that's the reason why Amdari is going to be part of your experience, so you can leverage it in getting the experience you want. Does the package include the other stuff you showed us? 100%. So you see it here: CV review, link optimization, exclusive access to the remote job board, online portfolio builder, international work reference, access to employability sessions, career coaching, everything with Dr. Job, all the job support, reference letter, everything is part of the pricing. So nobody's going to ask you for money anymore. I have 3 questions. I want to know for data analytics. How can someone who has not done anything in tech before perform in the field? You need to do some form of learning before you start. Okay. Currently, we're looking at starting something in the next 2 months, in the next 2 months maximum. So if you go on the platform, or if you've created your account, like I said earlier, you would see we have the Learn platform. So this is going to go live in the next 2 months. So for people like yourself that are looking to, even people that are joined earlier will still get access to this. All right. But for you that you're just starting, so currently we don't have any courses on the platform just yet, but we're looking at how we can put in platform courses for you guys to at least start off with before you join the internship. So that's something that we're currently working on, but it's not live yet. So it's going to be live in the next month or 2 maximum. So that's why currently we need people that have done any form of learning. You might have gone on YouTube, you might have gone on Udemy, you might have taken some courses, but you're just looking for working on projects. Okay, so you've learned Python, for example, and you just want to work on projects. You want to work on projects in machine learning. You want to work on projects in LLMs, generative AI, and all that. This is exactly what you're coming to do. All that. What's the difference between 3 months and 6 months? I've answered that. How are the classes time set? So there are no classes. It's not a class. It's self-paced. You're working on a project. You have a mentor that's going to be working with you. We currently use Slack as a communication channel. So I'm going to show you that in a few seconds. We have Slack that we're going to be working with. So you see all the group, all the cohorts are on the Slack channel, and you see everybody in there. So we have, these are the guys that you'll also be working with. So you see quite a number of communications and all that there where people can actually have conversations with you. Okay, so you have that communication, but the only times you get to meet with your mentor, you can meet your mentor 2 to 3 times in a week, depending on the time period. So if you're meeting your mentor, you can decide the time you want to meet your mentor to say, okay, I'm going to be free every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 p.m. every day, or on those days. That's fine. Or your mentor would agree on the time and you are good to go. So it's not a class. The project is given to you. You're working on the project. If you don't understand the project or how to proceed with the project, your mentor is there to guide you on what to do. So you have that sessions, but in the same vein, we also have the Slack channel where you guys can have old conversations, and move on from there. All right. Yes, we have the program is we have business analysis, 100%. I'm allowed, 100%. Is it possible to join now? Join now as a learner simultaneously? Yes, you can. Yes, 100%. So you can be learning at the moment and join and implement some of the things that you're learning in the case study that you're working on. So yeah, 100%. Biological, you can do that. Please, you are not saying anything about HR analytics, and I saw it in the link. What link is that, sorry? What link is that? So my colleagues are dropping the link in the chat. So all you need to do is just click on the payment registration form, and that's it. Just click on the form. So once you click on the form, it takes you to the page. It takes you to this page. You won't see HR analytics here, so I'm not sure. Our HR pathway is currently full. Okay, so we are not taking any new interns for that. Okay, so we have some set of people that we're currently working with at the moment. So same thing with project management. This was open January and February. Same thing with financial analytics, but it's likely going to be coming back, in the next couple of months where we have more space for the internship. Okay. Please drop the email address in the section. Okay, I would say we should just send a message to the WhatsApp number. That's the fastest way to reach out to us. So I think this is what we're going to call it today. It's been a very wonderful, past, I would say 2 hours, almost 30 minutes. We actually wanted to do this in 1 hour, 30 minutes. Surprisingly, how we got to 2 hours, I don't know. But yeah, Thank you very much for joining today's session. We are going to be having one-on-one sessions, okay? One-on-one sessions with you guys. So if you have any further question, I mean, we have limited time to take questions in today's session. So what I would say is, you can meet with us this week, this coming week, between Monday to Friday. Just click, we'll send you an email for you to schedule like a one-on-one for us to have a conversation to understand your current situation and how you can actually get started. Okay, so we're going to be doing this one-on-one session. So I would encourage you to secure your discount. Okay, secure the discount. We are going to be prioritizing people that have secured a discount for one-on-one conversation. And if you've not secured a discount, still book. We're still going to be speaking with you this week. All right, you can select the time that you want to book. Okay, my colleague has actually dropped it in the chat. So all you want to do is click on the link. Okay, book a one-on-one session. But we're going to be ending it soon. So I'm still going to send you an email so for you to book and all that. Well, I'm excited to have you guys on board. Looking forward to having you on board. And if you have any question, any concern, anything at all, we are here for you 100%. And one thing that I need to say to close today's session is, you need experience to get a job. 100%. You need experience to get a job. And the posing question and the other question that you need to ask yourself is, where do you get, or where do I get this experience? And the only place you can get work experience is Amdari. Okay, so on that note, if you're looking at getting started, please secure your discount now, and let's see how we can work together on getting you the experience that you need. If you're in the UK, you're looking for that UK experience, we're registered in the UK, we're registered in Canada, we can provide you a reference letter both in Canada and the UK to get you that experience that you need to get us started. So book the one-on-one session, secure your discount now. All you need to do is secure a discount today. In the UK is £88. For the guys in the US is £100 for 6 months. For even the US is also $100, sorry, for you to get started today. So you have the 3 months and you have the 5 months installment. Secure a discount now, and let's see how we can work together, guys. Thank you very much on that note. Okay, if you had a wonderful time, I want you to say yeah. Put it in the chat. Yeah. If you had a wonderful time today, okay, you're giving me thumbs up. That's also good. If you had a wonderful time today, I want you to, okay, round of applause. Fantastic. If you're my, okay, for my, all right. Thank you very much, everyone. I had a wonderful time also. It was good sharing my own personal experience. And if it worked for me and has worked for several other people, I can tell you for free, it's going to work for you too. So all you want to do now is register, get started, and let's see how we can work together. Bye for now, guys. Florence, thank you very much. Present, bye for now. Yeah. All right, guys. Bye for now. Bye, everybody.